The studio is electric here in College Park as we bring you all yet another Terps Esports broadcast. My name is Adam.
And my name is Blake. It's a great night indeed for some Terps Academy League of Legends action.
That's right, Blake. We've got a great pre-show for you all this evening. But first, in case you've never played, here's a quick rundown of League of Legends.
League is a 5v5 multiplayer online battle arena or MOBA. Each player chooses their own champion with unique abilities. Victory is achieved by breaking through the opposing team's turrets and destroying their nexus.
This week, the Terps Academy team is competing in a best-of-3 fearless draft against the University of Michigan.
This is our third match of the 2025 NECC regular season, and we have high hopes for the Terps to win.
So now that you know who we are facing and what's at stake, it's time to introduce you to the players of the Terps League of Legends Academy team. First of all, we have Saveri, our support. He's great at protecting the ADC and engaging fights.
Next up, we have Rello in the bottom lane. He's the core damage dealer of this Terps Academy team.
Next, we have Neko, our mid laner, who dominates the lane with control mages and other champions to get ahead in the game.
Next, we have Braun in the jungle. He's going to walk around clearing all the camps and keeping all three lanes in check.
Last but not least, we have a great force in the top laner, Bread, who is a dominant player in the top lane, winning 1v1s and tanking for the team.
Tonight for our pre-show, we'll be playing Laudel with Neko. See you after this quick break. Okay. Yeah. So we're here with Neko, and we're going to play Laudel today. So, Neko, what's your first guess?
My first guess is always Aurelia because she was like my first mid lane main. So
okay, let's see what happens.
All right.
Got some info.
So, not female, middle or top, mana and melee, so probably a top laner. So, I honestly don't know any release here since I started playing the game in 2022. So, I'll just guess a random male top laner, so Cassante, I guess.
Cassante it is.
Oh wow.
He's too good.
Wow.
He's too good, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh wait.
I can't believe you got that in 2
Oh my
guesses.
god.
Wow.
I didn't expect to get that
You know
fast.
your stuff, I guess.
Yeah, that was just complete luck if I'm being honest. I did not expect to get it in 2 tries.
I think there was some skill involved.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that concludes our pre-show. We'll be right back with the draft after this quick commercial break.
And I think by the end of the season, like now, we play together, everyone kind of jokes around a little bit more and kind of shines their natural ray. We're excited just to see them play better as well.
With the middle school program, the best part has been seeing the moments of teamwork where the middle schoolers really seem to get the game, and so that's when you can see they're starting to get a little bit hooked on how esports can be so fun.
Off game, or will Red turn things around?
Terp Adventures take flight at STAMP. Host to countless Maryland events, programs, performances, and more. Feed your body, feed your mind, feed your soul. Let your talents soar. Dance, sing, perform. Find your thing. Join more than 800 student organizations and clubs. Find community here. Leadership lives here. Art thrives here. With space to grow. We're all just kids at heart. Let your imagination fly. Compete, play, with wings on our feet. Here your spirit can fly. Here your soul lifts up. Here you remember those who came before. This is STAM. This is the center for campus life, where Terp adventures take flight. You belong here. Come fly with us.
I'm Greg, also known as Sind, and I'm an initiator player for the Valorant Premier Team.
I'm Kazu, and I go by NJV, and I'm the coach for the team.
I'm Richard, and I go by Pickle Richard, and I'm the duelist player.
Pretty fun. I definitely liked all the guys I was playing with. It's fun to get in the server with them. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a challenge balancing it with other things, but
yeah,
it's definitely something that I enjoy doing a lot.
Yeah, making like all the friends that we made through this team, so it really makes me happy. So it's like really awesome that we did this.
Yeah, I think I had really fun times on this team. I played well every single game.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I think my favorite moment was map 5. I think that was a really fun match.
The grand finals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
the
was
grand
fun.
final. Yeah.
Remember what map it was?
I don't remember that.
Oh, it was Sunset. Yeah,
Sunset.
Yeah.
And you played Rays.
Yeah, I played Rays.
Yeah, no, that map was really intense. Like, it was super, super hard. The pressure was definitely on. Like, it was super late at night. It was like midnight or
It was very late. It was really late.
1 a.m. or
Like, my favorite one was probably the first match of the season.
Oh yeah.
First time in the studio together.
Oh, in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. It
That
was
was
like
fun.
fun seeing all the Academy boys in the studio. So that was sick. Yeah.
My personal goal is I think I'm gonna try to hit Radiant this season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can. It's,
Yeah.
I think it's definitely to win Big Ten right now, and then place top 8 in CVAL. That's our goal.
Top 8 CVAL.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Ten is definitely the thing I'm most interested in seeing.
Mhm.
I'm not flying out, but hopefully, or the boys do well over
Hopefully
it.
we win.
Where is it?
I-
OSU? Ohio State?
Yeah, Ohio.
Ohio.
I promise at least second place.
At least second place? I think we can win it.
I think we can win it too.
I think we can.
We gotta
win
be
Big Ten.
humble.
Everyone, yeah, we just don't. We can't get complacent.
Can't get complacent. Never that.
That's a good one.
Go ahead.
Honestly, like unironically, I think Kazu is a very fun person to have in the program as like an emotional leader. Even though he doesn't always, sometimes things can get a little disorganized with Kazu at the helm.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
For as much flack as we give him for being terrible at the game, he's actually
Yeah, if you watch our
He's
games
actually a very
while
good
I
coach.
play, you'll be surprised. Like, I hear House is guy my coach a lot.
Yeah.
Like, weird about times.
but I think Kazu's a great addition for him. I love that.
Yeah, I love
He's
how
great.
You love Valorant.
he's very wholesome.
He is very awesome.
Wholesome.
Yeah.
He's radiant. Remember that.
I'm ready to remember that.
Yeah, and his timeouts have improved a lot too. As someone who's seen him coach over the last like 2.5 years.
Yeah, I
Your
coached him
old
for a while.
timeouts were.
Yeah, that was when I was
Great.
a little baby boy coach.
Yeah, but now he's improved a lot.
Yeah.
I really like having him as coach.
Thank you, Gregory. Wow, this is great. Do this more often.
That's the most praise you've ever heard.
He got an ego boost for free today.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
All right, we are back and we are about to get into draft. So it looks like University of Michigan is blue side and the Terps are red side.
Indeed. I wonder what we're going to see as a first ban out of University of Michigan. Which player do they really want to target?
I feel like they might want to target probably. Usually, what I see is like a lot of top lane bans first. So Bread might get his one trick ban if he has one. We could also see some strong mid lane bans.
Yeah, I think last time with the Premier team, we're seeing a lot of jungle bans out of both sides.
Yeah, if the jungler only plays like a few, if they only play like a few champions, if Michigan gets rid of them now, then they'll be forced to pick someone that they're not as familiar with, which could weaken the Terps a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we are getting the first ban very shortly. We see the timer going down, and it's Urgot.
Urgot's
It's not confirmed yet, but
looking like the first ban. I guess Bread plays Urgot. I'm not really too familiar with his champ pool, but it does indeed get banned.
and
That's
Urgot
interesting.
is very strong right now. You see a lot of people going Urgot with Phase Rush.
Oh, yeah.
To be, I guess, to get just be a bully in the lane, and UMD counters that ban with the Gnar ban, and University of Michigan quick to go for a Victor ban here.
Yeah, Victor's a really good ban, I think. I believe that's Neko's main champion now, and he's really good on it. So it's a good thing that they got rid of it for them.
And Maryland seems to be banning Fizz. I feel like that could be a ban just against the Michigan's mid laner, and right now we're having a lot of mid lane bans.
Yeah, we're seeing Victor and Oriana getting banned out by University of Michigan. They're really scared of those control mages in the mid lane.
Especially with Oriana's ultimate, that's a strong team fight ability that could lead into
Players
devastating
do not
play.
seem phased by these picks. Well, maybe they seem pretty happy with how things are going so far, I'd say.
And now that Sivir has been banned by the Terps, University of Michigan has first pick, so they will be hovering Twitch and locking it in.
Twitch locked in. Twitch has been kind of going crazy recently.
Especially with the attack speed cap increased.
Yeah, the attack speed cap and the new minor rune, Axiom Arcanist, increases his ult damage.
Yeah, so he's
by really a lot.
Very strong pick here. And I wonder how the Terps are going to counter this pick. Or they could just pick a strong mid laner. They could pick a jungler. Looks like they're going to pick their bot lane first.
Kog'Maw is, I think, a pretty good pick. I wonder if we're going to see a Lulu now to kind of take it away from the Twitch.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea because Kog'Maw Lulu is strong in the bot lane. We see it in a lot of games. The Lulu will be able to enable the Kog'Maw. And if Kog'Maw gets fed early, or if he's just strong overall, then Kog'Maw is going to be able to deal loads of damage to
Lulu gets
Michigan.
locked in. They did not want to see Twitch Lulu on the enemy team, and so they picked another hyper carry duo with Kog'Maw.
Yep, so that's a great way to counter the take away a pick from Michigan. And now what Michigan has to do is find a way to get on the Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw has a lot of range, so if Kog'Maw is secure in the back line, especially with Lulu, then it's going to be a bit rough for Michigan. And it seems
that's a crazy pick.
Yeah, this is unexpected because now Michigan has 2 potential ADC picks, so it could be Twitch in a different role, such as support, or we could see him in jungle, which I haven't seen in a long time. But
yeah, wow.
Or one of them could be going mid. I know for the Terps Premier team, we've seen Draven mid from Zero Domain a lot.
We did, yeah.
So it could be similar in Michigan's case.
Yeah, I mean, it's really up in the air where these champs are going. A lot of flex picks from
Especially
Michigan.
with the Maokai pick now as well. It could be either top or support. We don't really see him in the jungle as often anymore.
But it still could be.
Still a potential one. So it leaves the Terps guessing. Meanwhile, the Terps picks are very clear as we got a Galio pick. I feel like we pretty much know that'll be a mid lane. So Michigan now knows the 3 roles that Maryland picks. Maryland is still kind of guessing on Michigan unless they did a good job scouting and Michigan's done this before. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Galio makes a lot of sense here. It's kind of hard to punish in the mid lane versus a lot of mages, and he provides a really good front line for this Kog'Maw to just absolutely DPS.
Yeah, that's right. And now we're getting into our second ban phase, and Maryland has banned Shen. Meanwhile, Michigan is banning Zyra. I guess they do not want to play against a Zyra jungle, which has also been very strong. And Shen is a great ban for Maryland. We see Shen being flexed a lot. It could be either top or support. So if they're unsure about where the Maokai is going, that's also a great ban to counter whatever. Well, just to get rid of it and make sure that Kog'Maw is able to do a lot of damage to the backline still, because Shen could block his attacks. And the Terps are also going to ban Teemo.
Yeah, so Teemo and Shen banned. They really want to make sure that they get these attacks off, especially since we already see Neela, who's going to make it so Kog'Maw can't auto her team.
You make a great point there. The Nyla could be a direct counter pick to the Kog'Maw. And do you have any thoughts on Michigan banning Kindred here?
I don't actually know if I like the Kindred ban. I think UMD's comp is kind of centered around this Kog'Maw, and adding another carry to it wouldn't really make too much sense. But I think Braun is a very talented Kindred player, so I think they were just scared of that.
Yeah, it seems like Michigan more or less banned what UMD is familiar with, whereas UMD may have banned tactical picks in the second phase of banning. So, and Terps also locked in Jarvan, and Michigan's going to try countering that with the Skarner pick. It could be a good counter, especially with Skarner interaction with Jarvan's ultimate. So
yeah, I think that's a really good pick. Skarner can kind of go through the Jarvan wall, which is really big, and Skarner's also just a really broken champ right now.
yeah, that's a. There's going to be a lot of tanks in this game, though, as we see a Cho'Gath pick being hovered.
Yeah, this is
I believe it's going to go through.
This is a really weird team. I have no idea what's going on, to be honest. They picked 3 tanks into Kog'Maw Lulu, which is baffling to say the least, but maybe they have some plan.
So we still have to see who the Terps are going to pick for their top lane. I believe Bread might. I mean, Camille wasn't banned. If he plays Camille, this could be a.
It could have the Camille Galio synergy, yeah.
Yep. And I guess he's thinking hard about this because he only has 3 seconds to lock in. And he's going to go with Lowy, which is also a really nice pick, as you don't really see it much in competitive games, but Lowy does a lot of damage to tanks as well. So this is going to be a really great pick, and I'm excited to see how it plays out, because we haven't ever really seen an Lowy on stream before.
Yeah, I agree. This is a really interesting draft. I think the Lowy is also a really good pick. It does well into any of the champs that they could put top lane, because I mean, it could be Skarner, Maokai, or Cho'Gath. We honestly don't know. It does well into all of them though, and it provides another heavy frontliner for Kog'Maw.
Alright, so I think now that draft is over, we'll cut to a quick break, and then we'll be back with you shortly.
Bye.
right, we are back. While we wait for the game to start, we can go through our thoughts on the draft.
Yeah, so I think we have one really interesting draft and one pretty normal but good draft. I think from the Terps, this makes a lot of sense. We have Jarvan Galio synergy for engage. We have Alawi for a good split pusher or frontline. And we have Koglu just do all the damage that you could possibly need versus these tanks.
A great comp to have.
And for Michigan, they have something really interesting with 3 tanks versus Kog'Maw, a Twitch, and I've got word that this is a Twitch mid.
Yeah, Twitch mid.
So he's probably going to be building AP.
Yeah, they need the AP damage, especially if they don't have any other AP sources other than tanks.
Yeah, he's going to be the only one, so that's a pick I haven't seen in a while. I'm interested to see how it goes. And, of course, Nila, which is not a very common champion to see in these games either.
That's right. And I feel like Michigan probably should have picked an assassin to get into the backline of UMD, but they decided to opt out and go for, they picked Skarner and Cho'Gath, which are not going to be doing damage, and they're going to have a hard time reaching Kog'Maw, especially with the lack of mobility. Maybe Skarner gets close to him, but when he reaches him, Lulu's still there to just polymorph him if she needs to. And then we also have
the Galio taunt to stop him too.
Yeah, so there's a lot of CC from Maryland. But here we are finally in game. And now it looks like everyone's just going to go to their 5-point positions.
Yeah, I'm seeing pretty standard rune and item choices out of everyone, except for this Twitch is starting Cull.
Ooh, interesting. Maybe he realizes that he might not be fighting a tank, so he might not be trying to get into fights with the tanks so much.
Yeah, I think he knows he can't really ever kill Galio in this lane, and so he's just gonna, take that extra gold that he gets from finishing the call.
Looks like they spotted each other here, but we're not expecting any fight to break out. Braun starts E because that's what Jarvan does for the attack speed. So he's going to put his lance down, just poke out the Twitch for a small sliver of health, but Twitch should be getting that back very shortly.
Yeah, you see there's a little bit of competition on Braun's Raptors. Michigan really wants to get a ward there. A ward on Raptors early game is really important. You can pretty much tell where the jungle starts regardless of where they start if you have that ward on the Raptors.
Here, I feel like in the top lane, though, having the counter pick against Cho'Gath by picking Alawi, I feel like Brett is going to get very ahead in this lane and just be a big lane bully. We're going to see a lot of tentacles slamming this Cho'Gath, and it does percent HP damage, so him being a tank would not really matter that much, and I'm sure Alawi will probably rush Black Cleaver just to get rid of all the armor that Cho'Gath will be building. So.
Yeah, I think this Alawi is going to be a bit of an unkillable force in the mid to late game. Michigan doesn't really have a lot of DPS on their team comp. If this Twitch goes AP, like I think he will, he's more of a burst damage champion. And Nila isn't exactly a DPS like Kog'Maw is either.
Yeah, and especially Kog'Maw versus Nyla. Kog'Maw just has a lot more range. Nyla relies on hitting Qs to get just a bit more range on him. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we are seeing Neko get poked out by this Twitch. He has a bit more early damage since he has the range on Galio. Twitch just being able to poke him down. He has Halo Blades as well, which gives him the extra attacks at the start of the fight. So that's something that Neko will have to watch out for when laning here.
Yeah, those short-range trades are not going to be in favor of Neko with the Halo Blaze on Twitch. You can get a quick 3 autos and his E off to do a considerable amount of damage.
If the Twitch does go AP, here we have a fight in the bot lane. Kog'Maw forced to flash out. Nyla flashing in after him. Nyla is able to get first blood, but stuck under the tower. So it's a kill for kill.
Yeah, and that's actually pretty bad for Michigan, I think. The wave is pushing into Maryland, and so this Neela is going to lose all those minions, and Lulu's just going to be able to hold the wave for Lilo.
That's a beautiful trade for the Terps to have, but meanwhile, Ooh, Neko Nyachan tried dashing back in to CC the Twitch under tower. He knew he was going to die. He tried getting a kill off of that. And this is season 2025, so the Terps do have to be careful to not give away a feat of warfare to the to Michigan, because if you have 3 feats based off certain objectives, then you can upgrade your boots. So
yeah, and
Michigan is only 1 kill away.
I wonder if in that mid lane play, Neko meant to flash. I think if he flash E'd, or actually you can E-flash on Galio now into the Twitch, he would have gotten that kill.
That was very unfortunate. I feel like Neko Nyachan probably thought that, yeah, he probably assumed that he'd be able to trade, but personally, if he tried dashing the other way, then he would have to dash back into Twitch's direction, so he wouldn't really get anything out of that either. So it was a good risk for him to take. Sets him back behind a little bit. We see he's got Dark Seal, so it's a good snowballing item for him to get back into the lead. Could be relying on gank from Braun. Meanwhile, Bread is under. He's only 5 CS behind. A lot more damage here.
He's got to be careful. This Twitch is gonna become a problem if he gets another kill. And also, I'd like to note the Twitch has a serrated Dirk, so he's actually building lethality, at least for now. He's probably going to buy a collector.
And Braun is going for the tower dive, but Skarner is here to counter gank. Neko Nyachan has to get out while Braun is just going to stay to slow Skarner. Make sure Neko stays safe. He's going to flash and go for the knockup, but misses Twitch just by an inch.
He's going to save Twitch there, and it's looking dangerous for the Terps.
Both Braun and Neko have to run out.
Wow.
The Lance gets canceled by Skarner's. He just slams into him.
Yeah, Twitch levels up to 6 on that wave. He pops the spray and pray, and he's going to get a double kill now on Braun and Neko.
So this is very dangerous for the Terps, as Twitch is a bit ahead. He's one of the few that actually can match the range of Kog'Maw, especially with his ultimate. So the feat of warfare will be turned over to Michigan, but the Terps still have the opportunity to get first tower and the first 3 epic monsters killed.
Yeah, and Twitch is a really scary champion when he gets ahead. Being able to go invis is such a powerful tool when you're ahead. It makes the enemy team have to play so cautious at all stages of the game.
And being ahead in mid lane gives him the ability to roam both top and bottom when he needs to. Braun will be starting this dragon. He has an early smite probably because he's going to want to use both charges. So in 15 seconds, he's going to have his other smite up to secure it. Meanwhile, Skarner and Maokai are going to go bot lane and try picking up a kill here.
Comes out from Nila, and Rello is going down.
Rello falls to Nyla, and here we have Lulu picking up the kill, but yeah, Lulu's able to secure the kill, but Jarvan dies to Twitch, giving Twitch a 4th kill.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of miscommunication from the Terps there. I don't think they were aware of Skarner being bot lane.
Braun had to hop off the dragon, and Galio, Neko, he was able to ult bot, but it was a bit too late.
Yeah, you see Lulu went for that ward while Rello was still pushing the wave. And Nila, with her passive, gets that extra experience from being in a shared lane, and so she leveled up to 6. They just weren't ready for it.
In the top lane, Bread versus Relix is going a bit slow, but once the low he's able to farm enough for the Black Cleaver, we could see some kills getting picked up there. Braun is going to go for these grabs. Meanwhile, Skarner, he misses the impale on Rello. I guess he's just going to be sitting bot lane a lot because he doesn't want Rello to get ahead this game. Very smart strategy, but at the same time, he is giving up these grabs that he might have been able to contest with the Twitch.
Yeah, and I'm wondering to see if if Braun is going to end up going to Skarner's blue side and taking some camps there as well.
Yeah, it looks like he's headed in that direction. Meanwhile, Skarner is still bot lane. He was trying to back. I believe it got canceled. He has no ultimate to grab the Kog'Maw, so Kog'Maw is trying to keep his range here. And yeah, Skarner just going to stay in the bot lane. He does not want to go for he's not looking to invade the Terps' blue side.
Yeah, Silveri did a great job there of stopping the Skarner's bases, so Braun can just take all of his camps in his top side.
Ooh, here we have Alawi taking the soul from Cho'Gath, doing a lot of reflected damage on both Cho'Gath and his soul. That's a great ability that Alawi has. It doesn't do 100% of the damage dealt to it, but it's great to, if the Cho'Gath is playing back, it's just a great ability to be doing damage to him. And Alawi is able to heal a lot from damaging it.
Yeah, you see Nature's Grasp from Maokai gets wasted here in the bot lane, and it's going to make it a lot easier for the next 2 minutes for Relo to play.
I'm surprised that Twitch hasn't been roaming so much. He went pop for the 4th kill, but it seems like he's just going to try farming up for his first item. It could be Collector. Do you think it...
Yeah, it's going to be Collector. I think he has that pickaxe as well. And we see a Collector out of Nyla already,
Yeah,
too.
surprisingly, she's able to finish the item first. I believe that's just because Twitch hasn't backed in a while.
Yeah, I bet this Twitch is sitting on a lot of gold. Yeah, 1.3 thousand right now. So he can finish that Collector whenever he wants, but he's staying in the mid lane. He's getting greedy.
We see Maokai going for a roam here. Neko is able to spot it, so he backs off a bit. He didn't want to full engage that too hard. Ooh, we have not really seen Relics hit a knock-up with the with his Q, but at the same time, Brett is doing a great job keeping the distance away from it and countering the Cho'Gath with some other damage. But top lane is a bit of a farm fest here.
Yeah, I was hoping to see a little bit more aggression out of Brett in this lane, but I think he's just biding his time. He's going to hit his item spike, and then he's going to pop off.
Oh, he's able to grab him, and he has two tentacles set up. I believe a third one might be in range soon. In the bot lane, though, Maokai ultimate is coming back up, so we could see his Nature's Grasp finally hit for an engage. Skarner and Twitch on the minimap, it looks like they will be trying to rotate bot lane, or at least get the scuttle.
Yeah, and this Kog'Maw's got to be a little careful. I think you saw Maokai posturing to maybe flash on him there. It's pretty dangerous when Maokai has flash and you're walking up as Kog'Maw with squishy ADC in this lane.
Neko is not taking as much damage as I would expect right now, so after a few auto attacks, even though Twitch has Collector, he's able to last, and this is going to be a great engage. Neko unable to hit the knockup, and so is Braun. Hopefully, oh, there we go, Neko is able to hit the taunt. Twitch flashes out. The ultimate from both Jarvan and Twitch come out, so they're both stuck for a while. Neko able to pick up the kill on the Twitch. The Lulu ultimate comes out to protect Neko. Neko unable to live. I believe Cho'Gath picked up a stack on his ultimate from that. I'm not too sure because I don't know if it actually killed him or if it was just short, but
yeah, a bit of an unfortunate outcome there, but
at least
I'd like to note the patience from Braun on his Cataclysm, that R, was really, really good. He knew Twitch had flash, and so he was just waiting for him to use it so he could lock him down.
And they're able to pick up a nice shutdown from the Twitch. And they'll go on Neko, putting him a bit more ahead in the game. He did go Hollow's Radiance, which will help him wave clear a bit, but it's not going to be as useful against the Twitch. It's just going to be mostly for farming and then doing area like AoE damage when he's up close to people, but he still might struggle against Twitch for a while if Twitch is able to just poke him out.
Yeah, I mean, the MR from Hollow Radiance isn't really going to do much in this lane, or honestly in this game.
Ooh, that was a close one, as it was a bit of an early smite from Braun on the grubs, but he's able to secure the second set of grubs, so the Terps have 2 epic monsters. If they could get the next dragon or Rift Herald and first tower, they'll be able to upgrade their boots.
Yeah, those boot upgrades from the Feats of Strength are really what everyone loves to play for in this patch.
Yep, it could be a bit. It kind of lowers the mentality of the team if they don't pick up the first objective, such as the first 3 kills. But So, but now they're working hard to get the epic monsters, and seems like we don't really have any progress on the towers for them. But I'm sure they'll try aiming for that once they get a Rift Herald, maybe.
Yeah, and despite this Twitch being ahead, Lulu's getting engaged on by Nyla solo.
Nyla is just going in, but gets polymorphed. Unable to get a kill there, but Skarner is able to push Jarvan closer to the tower. Jarvan has to spear out. Nyla ultimate
wow,
comes
what a flash.
out. Flash from Lulu. Ultimate on Maokai. Roost the Jarvan. The Jarvan and the Galio are getting pulled by the Skarner. Meanwhile, Nyla is caught in the middle of the fight. Kog'Maw is able to pick up the kill there. Cho'Gath a bit late to the party. He also falls to Relo. Relo now has 2 kills. His first 2 kills putting him in this game, getting him further ahead to the late game.
Yeah, that was a really well-played engage from Nyla there, but unfortunately it seems like they forgot about Kog'Maw. And without getting rid of him in these fights, it's pretty hard to play, especially you saw Nyla burned her W there before Kog'Maw was in the fight, so he was just able to free hit everyone.
It looks like another fight may be breaking out soon on this dragon. Skarner is looking to get it set up by getting the scuttle. Meanwhile, Terps bot lane is heading back to lane probably to push that wave in, get it set up to be in position. Right now, Maokai's ultimate will not be up, but neither is Lulu, so both teams are at a small disadvantage.
Yeah, but having this vision control of Twitch could be deadly.
The Skarner is going in on Relo. Nylo is quick to follow up. The ultimate from Twitch is able to do enough damage and get the range on Relo to secure him. The passive from Kog'Maw, unable to kill the Twitch. Now, Michigan is in the perfect situation to get this started. They're going to go for this dragon. Meanwhile, Braun, they know Twitch is low, Twitch is backing, so they could go in for a fight here, but they do lack the damage. We have a TP coming out from Ilaoi.
What a cataclysm. It's
Braun
3.
going in with the ultimate. An ultimate from Ilaoi comes out. Galio just keeping Maokai in that fight. He's unable to escape. They pick up 2 kills. That's a great counterplay to this team fight. Without having Kog'Maw there, they're still able to win the team fight in the end. A great TP from Ilaoi just to get the damage that they needed there.
Yeah, I mean, really, what great patience on the R from Braun again. He waits until just the right moment. There's 3 people in it, and he strikes.
Yeah, and keeping everyone there while having Ilaoi ult slam all 3 of them is great for Brad, because he's able to get more tentacles out and do a lot of damage, especially with his Black Cleaver when there's just all the tanks there.
Yeah,
And
there's a lot of AoE damage with this Ilaoi, Jarvan, and Galio combo.
Oh, and they already, Brad was able to pick up the first tower, so now we can see that the Terps have won the feats of strength. So anytime they want, they can upgrade their boots for 750 gold and get more movement speed and better stats.
Yeah, it's a really nice buff to have transitioning into the late game, or into the mid to late game here.
Now it just seems like everyone's gonna get repositioned. We could see a team fight for this Rift Herald happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of posturing on both sides for this Rift Herald. Bread is walking bot lane though without TP. Meanwhile, Cho'Gath does have TP available. So this could be a 5v4 if UMD chooses to fight it.
Skarner, he's looking to get a poke out, but he misses his rock on the Lulu. I guess, well, Skarner's going bot. Maryland's going to try taking advantage of this and probably try getting a pick
Lulu's
here.
in danger
Lulu's the
here.
one getting picked out, though, as the Maokai ultimate comes out. Lulu unable to get out, has to ult herself. Meanwhile, Jarvan ult comes out to try saving the Lulu. Lulu falls to Twitch, but Galio's able to taunt the Maokai. At the same time, Kog'Maw gets pulled out by the Skarner ultimate, and that leaves Maryland without damage, so Neko has to get out of there.
Yeah, I think the problem for the Terps here is really just the vision control. they're not getting to these objectives early enough, and they're not securing the vision, and so this Twitch can kind of just hide and sneak around, and it's really hard to play versus him.
And I think the game might have froze on our end, so we might have to come back for get this fixed. But while it's frozen on here, we could see the state of the game. Twitch is currently the most fed on Michigan's team. We just saw him pick up those 2 kills there. Meanwhile, Maryland has to shut him down, and then once Twitch is out of the fight, as we saw earlier before the Dragon was killed, that's when Maryland is then able to turn the fight and kill the rest of them.
So it looks like might have been a little bit of a pause of the game there. Could have been a technical issue.
So Michigan is going to start this Rift Herald. Does not look like there's going to be any contest for Maryland. Well, they're headed there, but we'll have to see if they get there in time.
I mean, Kog'Maw is still in base. This is looking dangerous.
At the same time, Skarner is going to stun the Jarvan on the wall. Maokai going in, Braun escaping. Echo's taunt does not hit anyone, but he's able to use it for extra defense. They're unaware that Twitch is here, but the Cataclysm is pretty good. Jarvan able to get on the back line. Unfortunately, he does not last very long there. But Kog'Maw, Rello able to finish off the Twitch and secure the kill on him.
Yeah, I mean, you really see what happens in these team fights when Michigan can't take out Kog'Maw. It's really hard for them to win when they just let him hit their front line.
Yeah, no one's able to lock down Kog'Maw, especially when they're stuck in the Cataclysm. Braun is having really great ultimates here, and in the bot lane, Brad was able to get the tier 1 tower. We can see the trade that they have on Cho'Gath. It's just the Cho'Gath's unable to defend. If they walk up, they get hit by a lot of tentacles. They can't even really walk up to destroy the tentacles. At the same time, we're gonna get the Terps are gonna get the tower in the mid lane, and now everyone's just gonna reset. That was a fair trade. They didn't get the Rift Herald on either side, but we could see them go for it again. It's still up for 5 more minutes. They could also prioritize fighting Otacon here, but usually what we see is whoever starts the Otacon first starts losing their defenses, right?
Yeah, the Otacon debuff, especially when you're fighting it, makes it really easy for the enemy team to swoop in and just wipe you. So it's pretty dangerous to start it without, a substantial lead in tempo or in players.
That's right. So a lot of times teams are hesitant to start it because they don't want to get caught out with their defenses nerfed. So they usually wait till they win a team fight, then they'll head to it.
Yeah, it's also really valuable. We have Ruinous Otacon this game, Voracious Otacon this game. So they're going to get the kind of Guardian Angel respawn buff. It's really good sometimes to wait to kill Otacon until the Baron is about to spawn or is spawned, because once you get that buff, you can just run to it and take it for free.
And that was a great pick on the Nyla there. We just saw Neko lock them down, and Lulu was able to pick up the kill. Lulu has 4 kills right now, so they're getting a lot of gold here. They're going to finish their support items pretty fast. This gives the opportunity for Maryland to start the Baron, the Otacon, especially Twitch. He just fell to Alawi in the top lane, even though it was a 1-for-1 trade. But not having Twitch there, they don't have to worry about him coming to execute all of them. So
yeah, and they're going to transition this into taking the Chemtech Drake as well. So that was a really big pick on the Neela. It opened up so much time for Terps to do these objectives.
And now that they also have the Otacon buff, they could try forcing a Baron here. They know that if they die at the Baron, they'll just be back up, and Michigan will be low, and so they could just go for it. Whoever dies can come back to it.
They can only go for the Rift Herald as of now.
Oh, right.
But they can get a free Rift Herald. It's really dangerous for Michigan to contest. Even if they would somehow wipe the Terps here, they would be getting much less gold, and they would just respawn anyways.
Well, it it does not seem like they're gonna start. They're gonna look for a pick before they get the Rift Herald. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, it's
Look at
Cho'Gath
the
and
posturing
Twitch
from
teaming up
Maokai
against.
here, making them think that they're looking to contest this, but they're not actually.
Twitch and Cho'Gath keep teaming up to try getting Bread, but Bread is gonna last a while here, especially with the ultimate coming out.
Oh.
Unable to get the last hit on the Cho'Gath, but they only get 200 gold from that, and Alawi will be sent back to base and be back in 15 seconds.
A really good try there from Brad, but he just didn't quite have the damage to close it out.
Meanwhile, Silveri is getting caught out to the Maokai ultimate, also getting hit by the Cho'Gath stun.
I think the Terps might just want to try to get out of this fight.
Even though they're getting killed, they're only getting sent back to the base for 15 seconds. Kog'Maw doing his best to kite this out, but the CC from the Skarner and the ultimate out from the Cho'Gath, well, I don't think he ulted them, but they're taking a lot of damage without... Was Switch in that fight?
No, I
Yeah.
don't believe he was.
They're just taking a lot of damage there, so... it looks like Maokai is probably doing a lot of damage with his Ludens, perhaps. And also all the Heartsteel procs, but...
Yeah, I mean, I think this Neela is... Relo's getting caught, I guess. That's unfortunate.
Ooh, he lives because the Galio comes out. Keeps him alive for a bit. He's trying to get the last hits before he's sent back to the base. Bread able to take the soul of Skarner, but the kill eventually goes to Lulu.
Yeah, really good. He baited them in there, and they managed to take down 3.
Yeah, now they can have a great push. They have 6 scrubs. They're going to get this tower very fast. They don't, even though Kog'Maw's not back yet, they can still get the tower with the power of the 6 scrubs. And Alawi's getting a bit greedy here. Bread has faced this Twitch a lot recently. They know that they won't be able to kill him. I guess they're just going to go for another tower here and probably try resetting to do this Baron.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of gold from these turrets. It's about a 5k gold lead for the Terps now. And I'd also like to note, after that lost team fight, did you see how fast the Terps got back on the map to go and save Relo after he got caught in the mid lane?
Yeah.
That's the Otacon buff in work. Even when you think you beat them, you don't.
And I think, yeah, they're just there really fast. And the power of the Galio, even though he got sent all the way back to base, he was able to get back in range enough to ult and just keep Relo in the fight for a bit longer. So Relo is working on his 3rd item now, which is probably going to be Runan's Hurricane.
Yeah, it's looking like he's going to buy Runans. I think that's a really good purchase here.
It allows him to do damage to other targets while he's only technically hitting one.
Yeah, and with all these melee champs.
Ooh, but Twitch is going to pop the ultimate, trying to get Relo, but Relo gets out of the range. Silveri also stays in the fight. Twitch ultimate is down, which Maryland's able to use that. Well, or now that Twitch ultimate down, they're going to have not as much damage, especially if they stay in the back line here. And Jarvan's going in on the Skarner, but is locking in damage on him as Skarner has a lot of armor with that Heartsteel, or the Heartsteel and the Frozen Heart. But here, the Catalysm is going out, keeping Skarner in the fight. Kog'Maw at the same time though is just doing a lot of damage to the back line here.
Look at Neko there. He got the Alawi and the Twitch with his W, I believe. I mean, he just locked them both down. And now Michigan has no damage on their team with these 3 tanks. It's going to be so hard to stop the Terps from going on this Baron.
Yeah, now they pop the Rift Herald and they're headed straight to Baron. Michigan has no one up. Oh, they have the 3 tanks up, but they're not going to be able to steal this Baron, so and they still have to... I mean, they could. It looks like they're going to go try starting the Dragon just to... I don't think they'll be able to do it in time.
It might be close with how little damage they have.
Maryland's not... I don't think Maryland expected them to go to the Drag, or they're just going to give it. I think they know now because they're starting to rotate there.
Yeah, I mean, even if they have to give this Chemtech Drake, it's not the end of the world. Baron is far more valuable, but Neko's looking to stop him.
Neko is able to get a nice taunt off, but Skarner is able to just smite that because Braun was not there in time. They don't know that Twitch is nearby, so they have to be careful here. Rello just outranging the, he's just catching up to the Cho'Gath really fast. Cho'Gath had a flash out, but
bit of a misstep there, but
at the same time, Braun is trying to get on top of this Twitch. Cho'Gath falls to Rello. Meanwhile, Braun and Neko are on top of this Twitch, just keeping him in place, and Twitch is unable to get out. And seems like the first game here is gonna probably end soon, as Maryland is sieging the base. They only have one cannon, but with these Grebs here, they're able to do a lot.
yeah, Bread was pushing in that bot wave though, so they might go and try to take this bot in the turret if they can't manage to end.
Ooh,
wow.
3-man ultimate from this Skarner. The Galio ult there just to protect him from the damage that may follow. But the Catalysm keeping the Maokai in place. He's unable to get out. A big ultimate from Bread, just doing a load of damage on top of Rello's damage. And the first game will be going to the Terps in our best of 3.
Yeah, I mean, there really just wasn't enough damage on the side of Michigan there, was there?
Yeah, unfortunately, Michigan was unable to keep up with the damage output from the Terps. And the Terps were able to get a nice win.
Yeah, a nice clean game 1 win for the Terps. I'm interested to see what the draft holds in store for us next game.
So we'll be back after this break for the next game. 10 minutes?
Jeez.
Whether you're a new publisher or app developer, or if you've been around the block for a little while and you have your own ad ops team, Playwire is developing the solutions and products that are perfect for you.
RAMP stands for Revenue Amplification Management Platform. But really what it does, it helps you make more money per user, and it helps you simplify your business so you can just focus on what matters, which is making great content. So if you think about today's ecosystem, there's so many different pieces to run an ad tech platform.
RAMP brings the entire ad ecosystem under one umbrella. Everything from centralized ad unit creation to piping in those demand sources. We layer on a DMP, and we take care of your data privacy and consent management for you as well. We tie all of that together with robust analytics.
Playwire really offers our publishers 2 different models at this point. We've got the full service model where we come in and we cover everything. And there's now our new self-service model where you can come in and you can say, I just want Playwire to take care of some of these things for me. Another thing that we've had a lot of partners do with us in the past is say, hey, maybe I have a few of my own direct campaigns that I want to run. Or I've even got an ad ops team. I don't know whether Playwire is right for me because those people are doing a good job. We don't want to displace them in favor of Playwire. That's fine. We're happy to bring all the technology that we've put out there, but use it with your own team and with your own ad stack. What does that mean for you as a publisher? It means that you get to leverage all of the revenue maximization technology that we've got in place and still have all of the capabilities and all of the demand partners that you're used to working with. You can have your cake and you can eat it too.
We actually do things at such scale, right? We're serving 70 billion ads a month at this point. That's a huge benefit that we're passing on to the publisher.
Revenue intelligence marries human intelligence with machine intelligence. At its core, revenue intelligence is about taking all the demand that you're already getting and getting more out of it. We want to make it so that you're getting 10% more from your ad inventory without even worrying about who the advertisers are. It's based on us going in and understanding what are the places where we can put additional price pressure on. There's all sorts of situations like this where you can eke out little benefits and add them all up. You're quickly at a point where you are getting that 10, 15, 20% uplift on your revenue without having made any changes in who's actually doing the advertising.
Our DMP is built from the ground up to work in a cookieless environment and not use cookies to basically store, user behavior or anything like that. And it's built right into the RAMP platform.
We can tell advertisers information about user interests, but also user behavior, do it on a massive scale, do it in that real-time way that we also do with our revenue intelligence capabilities, and also do it in a way where we can leverage the size of our network. We're trying to do everything that we can to show you every step of the process of getting an ad onto the page. That means that we've got much richer charts and graphs, a lot more ability to look at a piece of information and drill down on it. Answer that question that maybe you didn't even know that you were asking. We're trying to make you think differently, actually, about your business, about how your business relates to advertising, and reveal all of that through the platform. So analytics are one big piece of it.
It's a constant evolution. We're constantly updating our technology. We're constantly creating the future.
It's a real challenge for publishers these days to navigate advertising technology. It seems like every 6 months there's some new challenge. And at Playwire, we make sure that we take all of that pain away from our publishers so they can focus on their core business of publishing.
Terp Adventures. Take flight at Stamp. Host to countless Maryland events, programs, performances, and more. Feed your body. Feed your mind. Feed your soul. Let your talents soar. Dance. Sing, perform, find your thing. Join more than 800 student organizations and clubs. Find community here. Leadership lives here. Art thrives here. With space to grow. We're all just kids at heart. Let your imagination fly. Compete, play, with wings on our feet. Here your spirit can fly. Here your soul lifts up. Here you remember those who came before. This is STAM. This is the center for campus life, where Terp adventures take flight. You belong here. Come fly with us.
All right, we are back. It looks like Michigan and the Terps are on the same side. We are seeing similar bans to last time on top of the Fearless Draft bans.
Yeah, only the same bands. So I think we already know which champions both teams don't want to see. There's Oriana again.
We saw that last time.
What was that third one from
Nar?
There it is.
That.
Yep. And if you see below each team there, it's the champions that they played last game. So since we're in Fearless Draft, any champions that were played in previous games can't be played again. So those champions are out of the pool.
That's right. And we're going to have Michigan picking first again. So last time they picked Twitch mid, it was a bit of a... I mean, it was working out for the Twitch... in his lane, but in the end, he was the rest of the team wasn't really picking a comp that was good against what the Terps were picking. So
yeah, and so we're gonna see Pantheon be one out of Michigan. I think this is actually a pretty good pick. I think it kind of fits with what they did last time. Actually, they want to draft a flex pick first.
Yeah,
and
so
Pantheon is a
we
big
could
flex.
be seeing Pantheon in either top, jungle, mid, support. He pretty much plays anything but ADC. And UMD picks Wukong. I believe that right now in this meta, if Maryland is picking pretty much direct, it'll probably be Wukong jungle, but you could also flex pick top or mid.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to see Wukong jungle. It's been a pretty popular pick the last couple patches. But yeah, I don't know what we're going to see with the second pick of the phase.
Yep, we'll find out within 3 seconds. They're going to go Jinx. They're picking their ADC. Jinx is a strong ADC right now, so they can't pick Kog'Maw, so I guess pick the next best thing that's kind of similar, so they go Jinx.
Yeah, I think they're going to go for the same kind of style of draft with a hyper carry ADC, and then everyone else on the team is just kind of trying to play around them. I think it's a pretty good style to make work.
Yeah, and Michigan, this should be Varus ADC unless they're putting attack damage carry person unless they're putting him in the mid lane again.
They could put him in the mid lane again and shock us.
Yeah, but it should be ADC. They are also going Nico, which could also be another flex pick, but...
Yeah, this Nico could go mid or support.
Yeah.
I think I've even seen Nico jungle. I don't think it's very good
So
anymore,
right now we're not too sure.
Yeah.
Could be Pantheon support, Nico support, Pantheon mid, Nico mid. We'll have to figure it out once we see more picks from Michigan. But here's Maryland's last pick for this pick phase. And they're going to pick Zach. That could be either Zach top or jungle and have Wukong go in the lane.
Yeah, so both teams are valuing some of their flex picks here. They kind of want to leave it up in the air what they're actually doing. Make it a little bit harder for the opposing team to counter them.
We could also see Wukong support. I mean, it's not really meta, but a lot of people have done it before.
Have we? I've never seen it.
I've seen it in some of my ranked games, but I don't think that really counts.
Sorry to hear that. That doesn't sound very good.
Maryland is now what they're doing is banning what they know counters their champions. So similar to last time when they banned Shen and Teemo because they didn't want to get countered they didn't want their Kog'Maw to get countered. Seems like they're banning Poppy now because they don't want Wukong to get countered. Meanwhile, Michigan is banning Azir.
And Shen again.
Shen is also getting banned again, which is a nice ban because he's very strong. He has the ability to give his whoever your ultimate's a big shield, get around the map with that as well, with his ultimate. And then he can also block Wukong and Jinx's attacks. So it's always great for the Terps to be banning Shen here, especially if Michigan does play Shen.
Yeah, I mean, these two bans from the Terps are really, really good. I think this Poppy completely can shut down engages from Wukong or Zac. And Shen can shut down Zac engages or make it so that even if Wukong and Zac get onto the carry of Michigan, he just stays alive with that ultimate.
At the same time, Michigan is going to ban their final champion, which is Ahri. I'm not too sure if that's the best ban they could have made here, because it could still be Wukong mid, or now we know it's Syndra mid, but I don't think Ahri would have been as much of a threat, so they probably just wanted to ban one of Neko's champions.
But he's still got one more mage up his pocket with Syndra.
At the same time, Ari is kind of like a hard to deal with champion at sometimes.
Yeah, Ari's a very versatile champion. You can kind of slot her into just about
Mhm.
any team comp, and I think it works.
All right, and I guess everyone is picking at the last second here. They're trying to work out what they should pick, and we're gonna see a singed. I believe that should be a singed top
Wow.
lane. That's another champion you don't really see much in these types of games, but at the same time, Singe could be very annoying to play against. If you try chasing him, then you start losing your health. So,
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
similar to the idea with Poppy, which was banned.
but at the same time, I think Maryland is saving their top lane pick for.
So this Singed is going mid, I think.
Yeah, he could be. This is.
I think that's what we're going to see here. I think we're going to see Pantheon jungle, Nico support, Singed mid.
Yeah,
on top.
Michigan loves to do this to us. They just pick flex picks in every lane, and then we figure it out later, and then
Yeah, their mid lane likes to play some strange things,
Yeah.
it would seem.
so
Wow.
the Terps once again they saved their final pick for the top laner to counter, and Volibear is going to be a good pick here if it gets locked in, which I believe it probably has by now since the timer stopped counting down.
Yeah, I think Volibear can definitely ruin this Ornn in lane, or especially in a split push in the mid game. It's very difficult for Volibear, or it's very difficult for Ornn
Mhm.
to kind of match him in a side lane. And I think we're going to see a very, very similar playstyle out of UMD this
Yeah,
game.
and we have a great engage comp from UMD. We have Wukong, Zac, and Volibear all able to get a nice engage while Syndra and Jinx are in the back. And you see the comp now. It could be Wukong support.
Yeah, I really hope it's not Wukong support. I hope it's Zac, but it's an interesting support pick either way.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because if it's either Zac or Wukong as jungle, but Zac is, or I mean, yeah, it could.
Yeah, I think Zac functions way better on lower gold
Mhm.
amounts than Wukong does. I think Wukong needs gold or else he's kind of useless. But Zac can just E in and disrupt everyone, regardless of how much gold he has.
Yeah, that's true. And looking at Michigan, I believe this should be. I feel like it would be Nico support and
Mhm.
Pantheon jungle.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards with my
So the
predictions.
Terps are gonna have to do a good job counting the minions in the lanes because we could see this Nico roaming around a bit. We saw Maokai when they're playing Maokai last game. We saw them go try roaming mid lane, so they'll probably have better roams here as Nico if Nico is not careful enough to count the minions.
Yeah, you got to count the minions, and there's a fun little trick. If you hit tab and Nico is on your screen, even if she's disguised as a minion, it won't show the question mark over her icon, so you
So
can know
that's
that
an easy way of knowing that she's somewhere on the map, and it's more or less when you see an extra minion, it'll kind of make sense.
Yeah, but maybe Riot Games just decided to gift you an extra cannon that lane. You
Yeah.
know? Maybe it's your lucky day.
You get 2 cannons in one wave, that would be amazing. And then you happen to miss both, which is devastating.
See, the players are locked in. They're ready.
They are probably getting into their game shortly, but since we are spectating them, we have the delay.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I've just gotten word that this is, in fact, Nico support, Singed mid, Pantheon jungle, which is what we thought. And it's, even though it's exactly what we predicted, it's still really weird.
And it looks like we're getting word that it's going to be Jinx and Zac in the bot lane, but it might be Rello on the Zac, and then Silveri playing Jinx ADC. They might have done a
No.
little bit of a, unless it's just input around.
I think that might be a little bit of a misinput, but
unless they decided to switch roles for
it
the
is
game,
going to
but
be a
we'll
Zac
find out
support,
once we're in the game.
which is interesting. I think in lane, this Jinx and the Zac are going to have a really hard time, especially if this Varus goes a lethality poke build.
Yeah.
It is really hard with such...
They're gonna have to try getting the engage on Zac, and if they get a good engage, then Jinx will be able to root them with
her
and
traps,
yeah, with the
yes.
traps, and then they have they'll be able to get the Varus out. But then at the same time, if the engage is bad, then Nico can punish them with the root.
Yeah, Nico plays a really good counter-engaged role in this comp with her ultimate Pop Blossom. It's pretty dangerous for UMD to commit all of their champions in for one like big engage. If they all get stunned, it can turn south really quick. I think there's certainly a way for Michigan to win this game, and it's through their bot lane.
Yeah. If this Varus gets ahead, then I mean you just have to be careful of all the engage in the team fights. But if he gets ahead, he could get a nice ultimate and start doing a lot of damage. But at the same time, I feel like Bread should be winning the lane in the top lane against. He's playing Volibear against Ornn. I believe Volibear. They could last time when they played, they were farming a lot. But the farm helped Bread get ahead. But
yeah,
here Volibear is able to do a lot of. He's really good in 1v1 situations. So we could see him trying to be more aggressive and trying to pick up some kills and just punish the Ornn anytime he tries walking up.
Yeah, I think we very well might just see him kind of actually take a more passive playstyle and just try to farm really well in the early game. And in the mid game, go to those side lanes and just really pressure Michigan on those sides. Make it so it's really hard for them to fight a nice, clean 5v5.
Yeah.
As I think that's where the Terps shine, is in those kind of scrappier situations.
And going back to the mid lane, it's still kind of, this is not really seen as much, but Michigan did pick Singed into, I believe he picked it into the Syndra, right?
I believe so, yes.
So yeah, so I wonder, I mean, Syndra is pretty much just gonna, I believe that means Syndra's gonna start roaming a lot. He picked Twitch last time and we only saw him roam bot lane like once.
Yeah, I was expecting to see a lot more roaming out of the Twitch, and I mean, you have to expect the same from Singe, but maybe it won't happen. I'm not sure. I think Michigan is also thinking with this game that they don't want Bread to be such a problem in the side lane, and so they have a lot of champions that can actually roam and catch him quickly. They have Singe, they have Pantheon with his ultimate, and they have the Nico, all really good roaming champions to go try to shut him down and still not lose too much elsewhere on the map in doing so.
Yeah, and at the same time, Nico has the range on the Singe this time. Last time he was the one getting outranged, so we could see him playing a more aggressive style and trying to poke with Syndra onto Samus's Singe.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to see a bit of a rough time for Singed in this early game, but once he gets a couple items, he's just going to try to clear every wave and roam on the map. At the very least, kind of hover towards a lane and stay out of vision, and it makes it really hard for other lanes to fight when they don't know where Singed is.
Yeah, and going to jungle, Crazy Ape is on Pantheon on Michigan's team. So Pantheon is a very strong jungler. He has a point-and-click stun for the ganks, and then he's able to get out pretty easily if he needs to by blocking the incoming damage.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we have Braun on Wukong, who's also a great jungler, pretty much able to do the same thing without the hard CC other than his ultimate.
Yeah, I think both these jungle picks are really going to be important for setting up the rest of their team for success. They both have some good engage tools, and they both even have disengage tools. It's going to be interesting to see. They're also both really highly contested jungle picks right now.
Do you have any prediction on who's going to get the Feat of Strength?
I have to say, I think Michigan is going to get the Feat of Strength here. This bot lane from UMD is pretty weak early game.
And Michigan has a higher chance of getting the first 3 kills, especially with Pantheon early ganks. And it looks like they're going to cheese bot lane here. They're stacking up. Michigan is stacking in this bottom bush. And here's the players. They are preparing. I guess they've been in game for a bit, but they are locked in.
Yeah, look at the comms coming out.
I heard a flash. We should look at the players. But
Relo's gonna have to burn his flash, unfortunately.
Yeah, Relo's flash is down.
Minions have spawned.
So yeah, Relo is playing Jinx.
Yeah, a little bit of
They did not. Yeah, they didn't expect the cheese in the bot lane.
yeah, and this is going to be dangerous for Rello. Again, really weak early game for this bot lane. And without a flash, it's going to make it really easy for Pantheon and Singe to come bot and pick up a kill. So they're going to have to play safe.
Here we can see Neko already getting the first
early
strike
push
off, and just having the extra range on Singe. The first strike is going to be very useful here. Brad's going to probably try. It seems like he's just last hitting right now. If he's able to get Ornn under closer to his tower, then he could then try doing an all-out attack.
Yeah, this is going to be an on-hit Varus this game. He has lethal tempo, so a little bit less strong in the early game. But late game, he's going to be able to really punish.
Yeah, he's
do
going
a lot of
to, I
damage.
believe he's going to get Bork first sight on Blade of the Ruin King, and then he's going to start doing a lot of damage and melting the Volibear and the Zac and probably the Wukong, if Wukong's unable to get on him.
Yeah, the tankier members of UMD are going to have trouble versus Varus in this late game. Good sidestep from Rello there on the Varus Q.
Ooh, Neko is already getting Singe pretty, like he's already below half health here. That's just the power of the Syndra having the extra range and doing some burst damage with the abilities.
Yeah, and I think really good choice from Neko to take first strike in this lane. Q comes out from Zac.
Ooh, Rello's in a bit of
Rello
trouble.
is looking weak.
They have to dodge the
Barrier just barely saves him, but he's gonna have to recall here.
I didn't expect Varus to flash for that kill under the tower, but luckily the Rello's able to live with 1% of their HP.
Yeah, I mean, I think just a little bit too much trading coming out of this bot lane early.
Brett is taking a surprisingly bit of damage from this Ornn in these trades.
Good dodge on the Ornn knockout.
It looks like Ornn's trying to get as much grass procs as possible early, and Brad at the same time is also trying to get, well, he also has grass, but he's also just trying to punish the Ornn as much as possible, since he should be doing a lot of damage in this lane and being able to sustain.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the CS gaps in some of these lanes already. Syndra is up a considerable amount, Varus is up a considerable amount, and Volibear is up a
But here we see the power of Samus' Singe. It got paused, but Singe
Looks like Rello's
he's
gonna
roaming
go
down
down
with Pantheon. Rello is about to get, like, I can already predict Rello getting flipped back. They do not have flash up. They're gonna get flipped back, and then Crazy Ape's gonna stun them while they're not close to tower range, and then probably execute them. So this is a moment before disaster, and
yeah,
my prediction
there it
has
is.
come true.
This is what I was talking about earlier. They burned Rello's flash at the beginning of the game, and they're gonna regank, and they're gonna kill him if he's not careful.
Yeah, and Singe mid lane, and he's not really able to match the Syndra as well. He's going to be roaming a lot more than he did on Twitch.
Ooh, and Bread, he TP'd back to lane, pushed another wave, and now he's going to proxy this Ornn, who has not based yet.
And Pantheon's going to head over there, but at the same time, Braun is close enough to assist Red with this.
They might be thinking about diving, but Nico's here as well.
Ooh, they did not expect Nico. Nico is able to keep them in place. Red has a flash out. Ornn, Relix flashes after him. So does Pantheon, but Relix is able to pick up the kill. I do not think they expect the Nico to roam with them, but when you're proxying in the middle of the lane, you could probably expect other people to come try to kill you, since you're not as close to your own tower.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely...
And Singe is able to go for a flash and flip them over, but Neko is able to flash out as well. Silveri is there also for the extra CC to keep Neko alive. Just a lot of flashes being burned for these plays, but...
Yeah, I mean, you can see this Nico really playing for the roams. The mystery of where she is at any point in the game is pretty scary.
Also, like predicted, Michigan picked up the feat of Warfare. They just have the higher kill potential in this early game, especially with that Pantheon.
Yeah, they've got a lot more playmaking tools before they're level 6. This Wukong can't really make super effective ganks until he hits level 6. He gets that Cyclone.
Michigan is looking to get this first dragon here as well. It's Cloud Drake, which is a good Drake to have. Ooh. Relix is winning a lot of these trades in the top lane. If Brett is able, he's just getting poked out by the Born's abilities, but if he's able to be in a long fight, then I believe Brett should be able to take get the lead in longer fights. Braun is trying to trade that drag that they lost for these grubs. And Singe, he's trying to stop them, but he's going to fall to Neko. Neko picking up a nice kill with his ultimate.
Yeah, I think Singed wanted to try to take one of the grubs.
Oh,
and
he actually
it looks
did
like
take one
he
of them.
did. And so if you don't get all 3 grubs, you don't get the progress towards the feat of strength there.
I think he got it with the poison that was still on them after he died, which is a bit unfortunate for the Terps, as they're going to have to they still need to get 3 epic monsters and the first tower to be able to get the feat of strength. So
really good Q from Zach.
Zach able to get a good engage. Varus is going to walk into the root here, is unable to escape, but the Pantheon ultimate comes out to save.
Wow.
Wow. Varus is able to live with 1 health, as Pantheon is able to come and rotate with the help of Nico as well.
I mean, that was really sad to see.
It was a great engage from Rello and Silveri, but we had Turtle with Wizward. He was just able to 1v2 them already.
Yeah, I mean, and Silveri did a great job of blocking Chains of Corruption, but Rello really needed to flash that arrow.
However, the Varus did not pick up any of those kills. It was the Pantheon that got both. Oh, we see the all of the Forge God coming out from Relurks, and Volibear unable to get out of there as but he's able to pick up the kill on Singe with the tower shot.
But there's that W from Singe to grounding the Volibear. He couldn't ult out early, and so he did get knocked out.
He gets grounded, and then right as you think he's out, he gets flipped back into them. So, but Braun is here to try punishing the Relux for getting that kill, but Relux already has Brombo Vest, so he's not taking so much damage from these attack damage.
Yeah, I mean, and Braun knew that the Pantheon was walking up. Otherwise, I think he would have popped the Cyclone and tried to kill.
Braun is in a bit of trouble here, as his Clonus comes out, but he's getting trapped by Pantheon. Hopefully he's able to get a kill on the Ornn, but he's trying to get out. I feel like there he should have probably tried to go 1-for-1.
Yeah, I think he should have just tried to leave, honestly, and flash towards their turret. Bread was taking a little bit too long out of base to get there. So we see Nico is no longer roaming. She's back in the bot lane. And it looks like Singe is lining up for a dive on this bot lane.
Is basically the second jungler, as he's just going to keep going from top to bottom.
They don't know.
And Jinx is grounded and now rooted and now about to get knocked up and stunned from the Nico. Unable to get out of there. Rellos falls, and the ultimate from Silveri comes out. It helps a bit to get out under tower, but then Turtle Wizward just snipes them.
Yeah, I didn't quite see where Rello flashed there, but he did use it, and unfortunately he still died.
I mean, I believe the flash was a bit towards the end of the fight, though, as they could barely move out of all the CC that was happening, so they're probably just spamming it. And then
yeah, I mean, it's the value of that singed ground. When you're in that poison, you can't flash. You can't do anything, really, besides walk.
And it's a big slow as well.
Makes it super easy for Nico to follow up with that E.
Right now, Maryland's win con is probably going to be Volibear split pushing and Syndra getting some nice burst damage. But right now, Michigan has a 9-2 kill lead. We're gonna get another pause here. But if we look at the gold, Michigan, even though they're up 9 kills, they're also up. They're also up 2.5 gold. I think 1,000 gold.
Yeah, only a little under 3k gold, so it's not the end of the world for the Terps, but it's looking a little bit rough. It's going to take some effort to get back into this game, for sure.
I think there's a technical pause here, so we don't know what happened, but once we get back in, we'll be able to see what happened. But I guess right now Michigan does have a strong lead. If they're able to keep this lead, they're on the path of. Well, right now they have the ability to get the next epic monsters, securing that feat of warfare, or feat of strength, and that feat of strength, especially on the Singe, will be really strong since it'll just make him a lot faster.
Yeah, those move speed boots are going to go crazy on Singe for sure. Although the feats of strength aren't the end of the world. It's
a lot of people get discouraged when that happens, but
yeah, I think the Terps really need to try to get this Jinx back in the game. She's really far behind at this point, and their whole team comp kind of revolves around Jinx doing a lot of damage. Singer's in a pretty good spot, but I don't think Singer is going to be able to do enough damage to really carry this one through on her own.
And surprisingly, the Ornn is getting a bit ahead in lane. I believe he had 3 kills. Here's the players. I think they got out of the pod, so we're gonna have to wait for the spectator to get back. But they are still heavily focused on this.
Yeah, some intense emotion there coming out of our support. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to see in the rest of this game. I think we need to see some kind of passive play, just playing around the waves from Terps. They can't really fight right now. They're kind of far behind.
Yeah, Singe has just been punishing them, especially getting behind their waves and just getting close, keeping them grounded, then flipping them into the rest of the team.
Yeah, whenever Terps try to push some waves and Singe has a roam timer, he's there. And it's really hard to play versus all that pressure that he provides just from not showing up on the map. When you don't know where he is, it's really hard to actually do anything. It's scary. But they need to get Jinx to a couple items, I think, and they need to get Singer all her splinters.
Once Jinx, if Jinx starts getting ignored, I've seen this a lot. What happens is if a Jinx is playing from behind, they get a lot of farm. They start getting ignored a bit, and then their build just kind of picks up, and then all of a sudden they're just melting the enemy team. So
yeah, once this Jinx hits like 3-4 items, it doesn't matter that she had a bad early game. She's going to be strong. And we kind of saw that last game even, where the Kog'Maw didn't have a great start. But they kind of forget about him a little bit in those fights, and then he zooms straight ahead and carries the game through a victory.
And we're also going to see, I believe our Bread on Volibear, he's probably going to try split pushing as much as possible. And then once that's going to cause Michigan to split up their team a bit. And then that'll allow possible picks from Terps to get. And I guess that's a lot of speculation. I wish we could get back into the game, but
I'm not sure.
It
must be a technical issue with one of the players, but it's all right. Yeah, I think they do have to be careful of this Singe, though. He can be anywhere on the map all at once. Same with Nico. It's really hard to keep track of both of them. And Pantheon can follow in with his ultimate. So I don't actually know if split pushing is the best idea this game.
Yeah, it's true.
Could be pretty dangerous.
As long as he's very careful, but I mean, if he's able to get any 1v1, he could potentially win the fight. But we saw Ornn got Bramble Vest just for the Volibear healing, because it doesn't really seem like Maryland had other healing as much, except for like the Zac, but Zac's all in the bot lane. So if he's forced to 1v1 the Ornn, then it might not be as much of a win as we thought.
Yeah, I think as well, if Michigan can keep pushing out these waves and stop Volibear from getting to their turrets, it's really easy for them to play the game in a 5v5 scenario.
All right, and
Bread has to get to the turrets before any kind of fight is going to break out, or else they can just kind of ignore him for a little bit, and his Ornn provides a lot of value. So it looks like we missed a little bit of action there, but
yeah, we see that Syndra now has 3 kills, so Maryland did win a fight, but now they're still They're not getting. They got in a close call just now, as we saw the call of the Forge God come out from Relics.
Yeah, and that second Drake did go over to the side of Michigan, and so they have the feats of strength completed.
And it's very. I believe he has. He doesn't have. He didn't have.
Locket
his passive
almost
up,
saves him, but Leandri's just going to burn him down.
Yeah, this Maryland. They were able to. I mean, their goal lead is still in Michigan's favor, but Maryland is able. They did pick up some shutdowns on the team. Here's a
Big
nice
cyclone
ult from Braun, able to knock up the Pantheon, keeping him in place. They did pick up a kill on Nico, but Pantheon also is falling. He's not unable to get out of there. He's kind of just stuck, getting CC'd by Neko and Bread.
Yeah, really well played from the Terps there. As soon as they see this Varus bot lane, they know they can fight.
And now
He's
the Terps
really
are
the
getting
main damage.
Yeah, they're getting a free tower mid, and at the same time, Braun left to go get Rift Herald, which is going to help them push and seize the next tower.
This Varus is going to get caught again.
So Michigan is starting to throw their lead a lot here.
Yeah,
the
they
gold
really
lead
are.
is only it's only like 900 gold now, when they're up 3,000 just a moment ago. But that's how quick the game can change. If you make one mistake, then you're allowing the other team to get back in it. And we do have a completed item and boots on Relo's Jinx, so
So he's
stacking
powering through that late game.
Yeah, and the item they have, they're able to stack crit on it.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the gold for these two bot lane champions. It's about equal now. This Varus was up so much, but it's almost exactly the same now.
Ooh,
Relo
and we
really
see
got
the
it back
power
into
of
this game.
Volley Bear. He's able to get, they're able to catch out the Singe there. Singe probably did not expect to die that fast.
Yeah, I think the strategy from the Terps here is trying to pay very close attention to where this Varus is at any time. And when he's not with his team to deal damage, they feel really comfortable fighting.
And now the Terps are able to get a Hexite Drag, which is very strong for their team. Red gets caught out by the Nico ultimate. He has to flash out. He's going to get executed by the Pantheon Spear. But the Dragon will go to the Terps.
Yeah, so denying that soul point from Michigan is really big. Buys them some more time for this Jinx and Syndra to scale before they are forced to contest.
If the Terps are able to get 4 Hextech Drags, I feel like that would be really strong on Maryland's team, having the ability haste and attack speed for both Jinx and Syndra.
Yeah, Hextech Soul looks really strong on those champions if the game gets to that point.
We're seeing Orin in the side lane. I believe that the Terps are going to send Volley Bear up to deal with him. And there's about 1 minute until Otacon spawns, so that could be a turning point in this game. I'm not sure which Otacon it is, if it's Ruinous or Voracious.
I'm not sure. I think we missed when the game decided during the pause, but Relo is going to get hit
Oh,
by...
the Forge God only knocks up the Zac. Relo gets out of there, but the Ornn flashes and knocks them up. Relo falls in the fight, but Wukong ultimate comes out. They're able to pick up the Ornn. Meanwhile, Varus in the backline, full health, looking for the kill, but has to get out.
Twitch are looking
as
weak. This is scary.
Singe flips Volleybear. Volleybear ult comes out, able to kill the Singe. Nico ultimate a bit late into the fight, but is able to secure the kill on the Syndra with the Varus snipe.
Really clean flashes from Michigan, I have to say, on the Pop Blossom.
But Zac is there trying to keep Turtle Wizard in this fight, and they're able to get him. Braun he's able to flash out to safety, so it's just a lot of trading happening. So Barry was doing the
Super
Jinx
Mega
rocket
Death Rocket just goes wide, unfortunately.
Yeah, but Severi was doing a good job with that ultimate, trying to peel for Jinx. Unfortunately, Jinx was getting flashed on by Ornn, getting knocked up. It was a bit of, if Relo was able to stay alive longer in that fight, it probably would have turned the fight on Michigan much faster. But it's still a lot of even trades happening.
Yeah, unfortunately his flash was just about to come back on cooldown during that fight. Couldn't use it to get away. really would have changed the tide, I think.
We see Neko about to. They have to be careful as the Nico's trying to get on Neko.
Yeah, and look at Bread in this bot lane. He's not quite at the turret yet.
Oh.
So Michigan can kind of ignore him for now and fight this Otacon.
Yeah, Michigan starts it, but Maryland spawns the rift and are trying
has
to
no
get there as
TP.
quickly as it can.
They're going to have to give this one.
They're looking to get as close as they can to steal it, but they don't. And the fight breaks out.
All of the Forge God is going to completely miss.
At the same time, though, Jinx is kiting out this Ornn. They have to be careful with the Varus. Meanwhile, Pantheon trying to get the spear kill on the Syndra. Relo flashes to get the kill on Varus, and we see the blobs from Zac trying to combine together, but they get stopped shortly. Neko might try looking to... Nope.
Oh.
They tried to...
Got a little greedy
pressure
for the ward.
back, but they wanted to get the last kill, but the spear
Yeah,
just...
I mean, and look at Bread in the bot lane. He's just now about to take this tier 2 turret. I think it was...
although it was a 4v5, it looked like Otacon was pretty much going to Michigan anyway, so Bread decides to stay bot and he's able to get 2 towers.
Yeah, I think overall that outcome was decent for the Terps, but I'm not sure that they should have fought the Otacon there. They knew Bread still hadn't committed to the split push hard enough to hit their turret.
Yeah, even if they stole the Otacon, it would not... I mean, they still have to worry about getting all the... Since it's ruinous, they'd have to worry about all the blood roses that drop from it.
Yeah, the passive buff from Ruinous Otacon, giving you a little bit of extra stats for every Drake you have, isn't super impactful. The blood roses that you get are much more important with that extra adaptive force and XP.
Oh, Solari is getting caught out here. He does not have passive, so he's going to die very quickly, especially from the Varus
is
damage.
super weak.
Oh, we see the Ornn ultimate come out.
A good use of the blast cone, but unfortunately, Red is still going to go down.
These are some nice picks that Michigan are getting on the Terps. The Terps did have... The Terps earlier were getting better picks, but now they're falling short here as this Hextech drag will be going to Michigan, giving them soul point for the next dragon.
Yeah, I'd like to point out this is an interesting build from Varus too. He has Rage Blade into Experimental Hexblade. I've seen this a couple times before. It's not super popular, but I think it's actually really good this game.
That's a good point because anytime he ults... Oh, the Jinx got baited, and I'm not sure if they knew that was the Nico, but it still works out in their favor as they're able to pick up the kill with Nico's Pop Blossom coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Varus are super impactful in these fights, and having it on cooldown or off cooldown as much as possible is really important. But Varus is going to lack a little bit of the DPS that he might otherwise have with an item like Bork.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go Bork, especially when he's laning against Zac, but having that Rage Blade also gives him a lot of damage on his attacks.
Yeah, Blade of Ruin King has been nerfed a lot for ranged champs, so I think the Rage Blade, the AP you get, and the double on-hit effects with Varus' W is actually more damage in most cases.
It looks like that Bread is going to go for the Singed here. Gets a nice stun. Bread gets flipped out, and Ghost is popped from Singed. He's just going to run around them for a bit, trying to keep his boys in the area as much as possible. But
yeah, that's pretty rough for the Terps. They're going to burn 2 ultimates, and all Singed is going to have to do is click his ult and Ghost and run away. It's going to make it kind of tough if Michigan decides to
it's a
look
bit
at
difficult
to
to
pressure
deal
this
with,
Baron.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult to deal with sidelining Singed because you can't. If you try chasing him for too long, you're just gonna fall short. And we saw a Call of the Forge God come out from Ornn, and Echo falls under tower. So Vari's gonna look to keep them in the tower. But Braun does not have ultimate as he used it on the Singed earlier. So this fight's...
TP is coming in from Bread, but I don't know if they can turn
They
this.
have to be careful here as Varus is also there now.
That's Nico.
Oh.
Wait.
I fell for it.
Tricky.
That was a skin, but yeah, they probably thought it was Varus. Actually, no, they saw Varus' mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, but there's that pick potential I was talking about from Michigan. Neko just couldn't do anything in that side lane. Without flash, it's too hard to evade all those spells.
Michigan's gonna get a free Baron here, as it's not gonna be contested by the Terps. They're gonna suspect it about now, but it's
They're
a bit
moving
late.
A little bit too little too late.
That's gonna give Michigan a lot of power here, especially if Singe decides to side lane again. It's just gonna allow the rest of Michigan to get easier picks.
Yeah, I'd like to point out too how that whole sequence started with the failed gank on Singe top.
Yeah.
The loss in tempo for Maryland really hurt them. They needed to kill that Singe since they spent so many resources trying to do so.
Yeah, and Braun not having his ultimate in the bot lane, it just let Michigan get out pretty easily there.
Yeah, Michigan recognized those important cooldowns were not up, and so they transitioned that into a bot lane play and then into the Baron.
And here we go, Singe is back on the side lane. So that means Brett is going to have to match him.
Really
Neko
good job canceling the Pantheon stun there.
Ooh,
Chains of Corruption is going to land though. Neko's
Neko
going
does
down
not
again.
have a chance. Pop Blossom comes out from Nico there.
And this is going to be really hard to defend.
It looks like Michigan's just going to have the whole team siege mid here. Singe is coming from behind.
There's not too many ultimates on the side of Michigan, but
Rello,
Jinx does not have Runaan's yet, so it's going to be a little bit tough to clear all these waves.
and Rello can't really walk up because if Rello doesn't have the proper peel, then they're just going to get CCs locked.
Yeah, I mean, both this Nico and this Pantheon still have flash up, so Rello's got to be careful here.
It looks like since they saw Baron, oh, they're going to get a nice pick on Saveri. Saveri gets out pretty easily though. They're going to be more focused on trying to just siege bot lane now. Singe's going to flip Volibear. Varus ultimate comes out again as it has a shorter cooldown due to the experimental hex plate, and the poison
Flash
is able to
cannot save
finish
him.
the Volibear.
Neko's going to get flipped over by Singe too, and this is looking really bad.
Yep, there we had Nico's ult. Zach's passive comes out. Ooh, Jinx
Super
Rocket
Mega Death
able to-
Rocket is going to clean up Nico, but is it enough to save this
I
game?
don't think Rella's able to defend this. Rella's the only one up. They have to have a miracle happen here. But they're going to get stunned in Fountain. They're going to die under Fountain. as
Wow.
well. That's unfortunate for Maryland, as Game 2 will be going to Michigan.
Yeah, really unfortunate way to see that game end. They kind of clawed it back from where it looked pretty lost. And then that really that one play in the top lane lost them so much tempo. And Michigan just knew how to punish it.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have to see how Maryland comes back from this in Game 3.
And this is a best of 3, so there's one match left. Whoever wins this one decides it all.
All right, so we'll see you all after the break.
Terp Adventures. Take flight at STAM. Host to countless Maryland events, programs, performances, and more. Feed your body. Feed your mind. Feed your soul. Let your talents soar. Dance. Sing. Perform. Find your thing. Join more than 800 student organizations and clubs. Find community here. Leadership lives here. Art thrives here. With space to grow. We're all just kids at heart. Let your imagination fly. Compete. Play. With wings on our feet. Here your spirit can fly. Here, your soul lifts up. Here, you remember those who came before. This is STAM. This is the Center for Campus Life, where Terp adventures take flight. You belong here. Come fly with us.
I think by the end of the season, like now, we play together, everyone kind of jokes around a little bit more and kind of shines their natural ray. We're excited just to see them play better as well.
With the middle school program, the best part has been seeing the moments of teamwork where the middle schoolers really seem to get the game, and so that's when you can see they're starting to get a little bit hooked on how esports can be so fun.
Off game, or will Red turn things around?
Your ad tech stack is simple, streamlined, and easy to manage, right? Yeah, right. If you're in ad tech, then you know you have a problem. Ad tech is messy, and your tech stack includes way too many tools to effectively manage. At Playwire, we're here to uncomplicate your ad tech stack. We've consolidated the entire publisher ad tech stack into a single platform and added in proprietary technology and advanced tools to generate you even higher CPMs. Get access to an ad tech stack that is simpler and smarter.
we are back, and we are going to be in draft for Game 3.
Indeed. This is going to be an exciting game. This
Yeah,
decides
it's
it all, Adam.
all tied up. This is winner takes all for this series.
Can the Terps pull it off? What do you think?
I think the Terps have a good chance. They learned from the last game where they lost. The first game they played, they had a strong comp. So technically Michigan learned from that first game to win the second game. But now I feel like Maryland knows the play style, especially of the mid laner that was playing a lot of champions.
Yeah, playing a lot
that
of
can
weird
roam.
roaming champions. Yeah.
So
I think it's going to be interesting to see how both teams adapt here.
yeah, especially since it's fearless draft. They're limited to they have 20 less champions they could play.
Yeah, the play styles that they were kind of sticking to aren't going to be so possible anymore. And we really saw Michigan adapt to that first game. They really wanted to shut down that split push and make it so that they could 5v5 on their own terms, and they did so. So I wonder how the Terps are going to respond in this Game 3.
That's right, and I feel like the Terps picking Alawi in the first game, it kind of keeps like a great depending. I feel like if they're on the other side of the map this time, they now have a stronger pick that they can play still because they.
Yeah, a bit of an uncommon pick in the first game keeps a lot of the stronger picks until later in the game, but they could just get banned out, so that's something to keep in mind. There is still 5 bans for both sides, I believe.
Yeah, so they're gonna have like 30 banned champions, and here they are, getting into their, I believe, draft phase, which we will see shortly.
Despite a rough last game, their spirits are still high, and
they know how they can win this next game, and we're seeing all the same bans. Both teams are still on the same side. I'm not sure if that's by choice or they're just how it happened. Usually what we see is like they keep switching the sides, but maybe Maryland wants to stay on. I believe they get the option, right? Since they lost, I'm not too sure how it works.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But they've been on red side all 3 games now.
Here we see Ari locked in first.
Yeah, Michigan's gonna first pick Ari, a more conventional mid laner compared to what we've seen Michigan play before. So
definitely, still is a pretty normal mid laner, but still has that roaming potential. And like I said last draft, Ari really has the potential to slot into kind of any team comp. It's pretty versatile.
Ooh,
Silas,
here we're gonna
that's
see
a great pick.
Neko-chan go Silas.
Silas Vi, I like that.
Yeah, Vi's
a lot.
I really like Vi as a jungler because we see it a lot in competitive play now where it's very easy to get onto the other team on Vi, and then also have the shields to keep you in it. It's just a great bruiser.
The value of that point and click CC can't be understated. It makes engages so much easier, and this Silas with Ari ultimate is going to be so mobile.
That's true.
It's going to be really hard to lock him down.
And now
he's going to be a real force with this.
Yeah, and Zinzao is getting picked from Michigan, which is also a pretty strong champion. Similar to Vibe. They have very similar playstyles.
Yeah, and so I think these are also pretty solid picks coming out of Michigan. They've got Zinzao and Ezreal, 2 champs that are really good at disengaging out of fights. And we kind of know what the Terps are going for with those first 2 picks. They're strong picks, but they are somewhat telegraphed in that they want to play an engage comp.
Yeah, so Michigan goes Ezreal, but the Terps take Kaisa, which I personally, usually when I play, anytime I have an Ezreal, I always get nervous that, because you always have to rely on skill shots being hit by the Ezreal, whereas if you have someone like Kaisa, you get a lot of attack speed, and you still have the skill shot on the W, which is similar to Ezreal and does a lot of damage. But at the same time, you're able to get you're able to get into nicer fights with Kaisa than with Ezreal. But at the same time, Ezreal does have the range and mobility.
Yeah, I mean, Kaisa into Ezreal is generally a pretty good matchup for Kaisa post 6. Ezreal can't really run away anymore once Kaisa has her ultimate. But early game, it's not the best. It depends on support, though.
Yeah, and we see Shen being banned from Maryland again. At this point, I'm starting to just think Michigan Probably has a Shen player, probably in their top lane.
And
But
a Poppy
also
player, perhaps.
Shen and Poppy again. But also at the same time, those two champions always counter whatever Maryland picks. So it's good that they banned them. Poppy here would be devastating for Michigan for Maryland if Michigan was able to pick it. And here we see Braun, as requested by
Braun?
the chat.
Is that Braun?
I believe so, because it was requested by the chat.
Must be. I'm not too familiar with the players yet. But yeah, we're going to see similar bans, and Rel and Rakan banned for Michigan. Also, I think pretty good picks. They both synergize really well with Kaisa in the bot lane.
Yep.
And they work well with this engaged style comp that Terps are going for.
Yeah, and as expected, I was about to say we might see a Nautilus because now we
Yeah.
get Kaisa Nat. Kaisa Nautilus.
Yeah, Kaisa Nautilus. Yeah, Kaisa Nautilus is a classic combo. I think it's pretty good this game. A lot of just really easy to click CC, right? Both those ultimates from Vi and Nautilus. If they can just lock down one player on Michigan, it's going to be really hard.
Ooh, and we're seeing Renata support for Michigan, which is I see this often with Ezreal, and the Renata ult is pretty good to have against this Kaisa.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about in lane this combo with Renata and Ezreal. It doesn't seem like it can really do much, but out of lane, this Renata ult is going to be brutal. I think UMD has a really hard time engaging into this team comp.
Oh, and we're gonna see Garen here, which I
love
think
that
they
champ.
kind of just ran out. Personally, I think they just picked Garen because they ran out of options, so they probably just wanted to go with it.
Yeah,
Strong pick.
I'm not sure what the reasoning behind it was, but I swear this Garen champ, man. It's
Yeah,
so broken,
Garen
I
is
swear.
very strong in pretty much in every scenario. So, but this also gives Maryland the option to counter the Garen, as once again they have last pick on
Aurora
top lane, and Aurora into Garen. If this goes, I believe this was locked in. So Aurora into Garen is a very nice counter pick, and Aurora itself is pretty strong.
Definitely a deviation from the champs we've seen Bread playing before. But I'm curious to see if he can pull it off in this matchup. I think it's decent.
Yep.
So this Garen pick.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm really interested in, I think. How do you think this matchup is?
So
really
Garen
gonna go?
versus Aurora. I believe Garen is gonna have to flash onto the Aurora and then they're probably gonna flash onto them, strike breaker them, keep them in place, spin on them, then ult them with ignite as the finishing.
Yeah,
touch.
I think it's
But
going to be
you
kind
have
of
to do the full Garen combo.
almost the reverse of the roles from these previous games, where I think this Garen is going to be able to split push pretty actively.
Yeah.
He's going to have a lot of move speed, and it's really hard to catch him in side lanes, where this Aurora wants to team fight more. She wants to use that ultimate, in combo with the rest of her team to just really lock down the enemy.
Oh, and once again, we could see Silas has a strong pick here, as he could take Ahri ultimate as we discussed before, but at the same time having Renata ultimate for team fights and Garen ultimate for those 1v1 situations, or even in a team fight just to quickly get rid of someone.
Yeah, even the Xin Zhao ult can be really
that's
valuable here. He's got a lot of options to play with.
Even and if he's not able to kill someone, grab the Ezra ult and then toss it their way.
Yeah, a lot of great options for Silas to steal in the terms of ultimates. But I will admit, I'm a little bit worried for this game for the Terps. It's a very classic engage comp versus a very
we're just gonna have to
disengage comp. So if the Terps can pull it off and get their engages off well, the team fights are won.
They do have a lot of strong engages that can last longer in fights, especially on the Silas and the Vibe. So
they have to be really careful not to overcommit in these fights. If everyone rushes forward, and gets caught by that Renata ult, or gets peeled back by Xin Zhao, they really can't play without these ultimates. They have to be patient.
Also, if they happen to use their engage but it doesn't land properly, that gives Ezreal and Ahri to give the opportunity to kite away from them and also do a lot of damage that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting game. I mean, I think it really comes down to, can the Terps effectively engage in this game? And if they can, it's over. They've got it in the bag. But if they can't, it might be a different story.
That's right. Should we go through all the lanes now, or?
Sure. Yeah. So
we talked about top lane. If we look at mid lane, how do we think Silas versus Ari is gonna go?
So I'm not super familiar with the matchup, but it's actually a pretty common one. I think Silas can play like pretty actively versus Ari. The Ari has to be careful of his abscond and abduct. If he hits it, then he's going to take a really good trade. But Silas also can't get poked down too much. I think it's kind of just a toss-up.
Yeah. It could go either way, because also if Silas tries engaging and then gets charmed, then Ari has the advantage. So that's usually like an even lane. But then Silas is also really well as a pick just to play for the team here.
Yeah, it's really a skill matchup in the mid lane, and it's not too difficult for Silas to kind of neutralize the lane, even though he has a range disadvantage. And then you pick Silas for the team fight potential with the stolen ultimates. That's really what it's all about.
And then we talked a bit about bot lane, but now we should talk about the two junglers. We have Vi on Braun, which I believe is going to be a really crucial pick for getting these early ganks and just doing flat out CC. Whereas Xin Zhao has a similar playstyle. They could dash in on to the Terps, but at the same time, if he wants to keep them in place, he has to get 3 hits on them to knock them up. Whereas Vi is more of a, you have to hit the knock up to knock them up.
Yeah, I think Xin Zhao definitely has a lot more damage in this early game, and so it's going to be easier for him to look for kills. Vi doesn't really have, she doesn't have the most reliable engage until she hits her level 6. Gets that ultimate, then I mean it's just free. You just Q in, click R, and they're getting knocked up somehow.
But also at the same time, Vi does have AoE, so I believe they're gonna play for grubs. Like they're gonna probably farm and go for the grubs. Because if Xin Zhao does that, then I feel like Xin Zhao might take longer on them.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree there. The AoE from Vi would help. I think Xin Zhao has an easier time kind of playing for either his top or his bot lane. I'm imagining that the Ezreal Renata lane is probably going to feel under some pressure from Kai'Sa Nautilus, and it's going to be able for Xin Zhao to counter that and kind of ease the pressure off of them. If Velo and Silveri walk up too far, they could get killed.
Yep. And last time we saw, we kind of saw it where Michigan went to cheese in the bot lane, but this time, now that the Terps have Nautilus, we could see a cheese from the Terps if they decide to go for one, or they could play it. Both teams could play it safe, since this is game 3, and it seems like we're getting into game right now.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to put that theory to the test. Let's see what happens.
Looks like the Michigan's all going together. They might be trying to look out for the invade, or
it looks like both teams are stacking up, all moving together.
All right,
but they aren't gonna meet each other quite yet.
Oh, they're trying to see this
predictive hook from Nautilus.
The Terps are trying to do what Michigan did last time, but they're on opposite ends of the river here. They don't know that, but they don't know where the other team is.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Terps have a stronger level 1 this game, but if they walk into Michigan without being aware, they could certainly lose this fight.
Here we see Michigan flexing their masteries, trying to show off their skill on their champions.
Yeah, I mean, so it looks like neither team is going to meet each other.
However,
drop a ward.
The Terps do get more out of this, as they were able to get vision in the Michigan's jungle, whereas Michigan were just staying in the bush, did not put any wards down.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan must have been really scared of the level 1.
Oh, but
you'd think they would have tried to walk to Vi's Raptors and get a ward down, but no.
I think they're aware that it is warded though, as I saw the pings come out.
Yeah. And Kais and Nautilus are sitting in that far bush. Someone's getting hooked in the bot lane.
Oh.
It's a close fight. Barriers come out.
Yeah, both barriers from the ADCs. Rella
Flashes
able
come
to
out.
get out for a bit, but he's stuck on the Kais.
Both ADCs are going to go down, and it's a battle of the supports now. Nautilus looks like he has the upper
I
edge.
believe he should be able to get this. His hook's coming up soon. He's going to flash, but his
Trading
hook was
flashes
down, so
again, and there's no summoner spells for either bot lane here. Both jungles can make a big impact now.
That's right. And we're seeing Vibe, they're pathing up towards top lane. So if this top lane wave starts pushing towards Bridge Tower, then we could see a successful gank. Otherwise, Braun might be looking mid after they clear their jungle.
Yeah, I'm not sure who actually got the most out of that bot lane play. I didn't quite catch where the wave was moving to see who's going to lose more CS, but probably pretty even, regardless. Both jungles are pathing top lane. We might see some fighting here. Garen's looking a little bit weak, but ooh, Red takes 2 tower shots. He's going to have to back off a little bit.
We could see a possible engage coming out soon, as the Terps bot lane just hit level 2.
So Very is fishing for a hook, but he hasn't found one yet.
And I think the audio is a bit off
Hits
in this
one.
game. Severi is gonna. Oh, he almost died to Ezreal, but Kais is able to kill Ezreal, saving Severi. Severi able to.
Wow,
hit
what a hook!
here.
That's a
And
double kill for
yeah,
Ella. Feats of Warfare.
bot lane
again.
is got ahead really fast from this. Oh, Neko unfortunately got ignited and is fell short to the Ahri, unable to get out of there.
Unfortunate there. If Neko also had Ignite, I think he would have won that fight for sure. Bit of an unfortunate summoner spell difference there. But really well played in the bot lane. That Ezreal just kept walking forward, creating for the kill on Nautilus.
Oh, Neko TP'd into the wave mid, but since I was there to wait, like he was there for him, so I mean nothing really happened there, but that could have been a bit dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, and look at the items in this bot lane now.
Wow.
Pickaxe and a dagger for Rello, and
Meanwhile,
Ezreal's
Ezreal
sitting
just
on a
has
tier.
extra mana.
That is a brutal difference in items. I think this Ezreal can't play the game at all anymore.
Yeah, and right now they're fixing the audio, so that's why you just see us.
Mhm.
But we'll get back to the game shortly. Having UMD's bot lane ahead this early is really good for them, as they're like the more promising bot lane comp. So especially in lane, but at the same time they do have to be careful of potential ganks, because if they do play too far ahead, then that's gonna allow Michigan to get back into this.
Yeah, this Kaisa Nautilus, I mean, this Kaisa just has so much engage to play around. So if she gets fed, it's going to be really hard for Michigan to come back. They have to really make sure to shut down this Kaisa if they want a chance to win this game.
So I believe we should be getting back into the game shortly. When we're looking at top lane, I feel like they're playing similar to the last few games where they're just focusing on farm. But at the same time, Brad does have better poke on Garen, but then if Garen decides to, he could just regen a bit.
Yeah, that passive makes it really hard to actually effectively poke down Garen. But we did see a little bit more aggression out of Brad in the early game, which I was happy to see. Unfortunately, it didn't convert to any kills, but still really good to see.
Oh, seems like we're still working on the audio, but it might be worse. But yeah, maybe. I don't think we can see the game right now because they're fixing.
When we come back to the game,
yeah.
Sounds like Silas was hitting something there. Doesn't appear too much has changed.
Oh, Balin the Kaisa didn't have 2 deaths before, right?
Oh, you're right.
So they're falling a bit short here. Crazy Ape got a kill on Braun. Aurora ultimate comes out. They're about to pick up the kill on Rolurks. And they're able to secure the kill. Meanwhile, we're not sure what happened bot lane, but as expected, I think they might have got... it looks like Renata picked up another kill. And so it might have been just another all-out fight. I don't think they got ganked.
Yeah, I think it might have been both ADCs going down again in a fight.
Yeah, but still, UMD's bot lane is ahead.
Yeah, still ahead by a considerable margin, but not as much as when we left off, unfortunately.
Here we go. We just see Ahri poking out Neko, but Neko's going for a nice engage. Gets countered by the Ahri charm. Meanwhile, Renata Glass2 is here to protect Ahri. Neko losing this trade. Meanwhile, Michigan able to pick up 2 grubs. One of the grubs did go to the Terps, so they're not going to get the point for the feat of strength.
Yeah.
I forgot what the epic monster one is called.
I don't remember either, to be honest. I just call them all feats of strength. They're all the same.
Yeah.
Ooh. Close hook, but the arcane shift is going to cancel it.
Alright. Glad we got the audio sorted.
So I think we're going to see some action around this dragon.
In the bot lane, we're getting a nice fight here. The ultimate killer instinct.
Auto on Renata, but he is managing to clean it up. And that's what I was talking about earlier in the draft phase. Once Kaisa hits 6, this Ezreal can't run away anymore. And you saw that. He arcane shifted out, and Kaisa just followed it up. Not much he can do.
Ooh, an unfortunate hook from Nautilus, but able to get the knockup with the ult. Does not really matter as Crazy Ape is here, trying to get on the Nautilus. They're looking for... Nope. I guess they're just doing some bit of damage to Nautilus, but they didn't want to go too crazy, especially with Ezreal not back in lane yet.
Yeah, no more ultimates for the UMD bot lane. They had to be careful.
We're trying to... Relix is trying to get onto Bread, but Bread's able to keep the range. Aurora is just very mobile and a great pick into the Garen. We could see a potential fight around Dragon as Dragon still has not been taken yet. Yeah. Nautilus ultimate is halfway up, so they're going to have to rely on the CC, the point-and-click CC of Vi ultimate. But a nice hook.
Arcane shift is down. Ezreal has no flash, and
the assault and battery from Vi, able to get locked down to Ezreal. Unable to get the final kill on the Renata, but...
Yeah, notice this Renata is actually still level 5. I think if she had hostile takeover, that fight could have ended differently. Just dinged up to 6, but...
Yeah, this is not looking good for Turtle Wizard, though. He is 0-5 against Maryland.
South is going to take the Ahri ult, look for a fight, but it's close. Ari's taking a tower shot.
Still has some charges. He flashes for a hook, but gets hit by the Ahri charm, unable to do the final blow of damage to Ahri. True shot barrage looks for the Silas, but does not kill him. But Neko has to be careful here as Crazy Ape is looking to get this. Crazy Ape.
Renata's here too.
And Renata Glasker are both here. But Neko is aware, and he's going to back off for now. He does have TP up, so he might be TPing back to lane. Once, I guess he's going to catch the wave first, but...
Yeah, I mean, in this top lane, by the way, look at this Garen CS. He's down about 30.
Yeah, he's getting bullied from the range of Aurora, and Aurora, every time he's trying to catch the Aurora just jumps into the other realm and just gets out.
Yeah, unfortunately, the death charge from Nautilus can't be followed up on, so Renata's back with her ultimate available. Both ADCs are looking a little bit weak right now.
We could be seeing another fight at Grubs here, as the next Grubs are spotting, and Michigan's gonna want to take these grubs, but here we have Killer Instinct come out from. Oh, we also see Hostile Takeover. Both ultimates from Renata and Kaisa.
Oh wow! Really close from Renata. You see
Yeah.
her flash to try to revive.
Renata is
ADC,
playing
but
hard to get these kills. Meanwhile, Ezreal's unfortunately on the short end here as he's 0-6. So Maryland overall in the bot lane is very much ahead, even though these trades are very close. And at the same time, a bit of a, I mean, a bit deep for Braun, but Neko might have to get some heals off of here. He might be able to get one, but he's unable to. And that's 2 kills for Michigan in that unfortunate play from Maryland. It was a bit too deep and close to the tower there.
yeah, I think Neko couldn't quite follow up in time to follow Braun on that engage.
So these
it
grubs
didn't work
should
out.
be going to Michigan unless, I mean, unless Aurora comes, but it's too risky to try fighting these.
It looks like they're going to concede, and Vi is going to start blocking bot side, looking for an invade actually, based on the pings. And I think they should look to dive this Ezreal as soon as they can. They know how many players are topside for Michigan, and so they need to try to make a play on the other side of the map.
Looks like Ezreal's gonna back out pretty easily. Kaisa not able to cancel. Oh, he's gonna stay for the wave.
Oh, and Ezreal staying is probably going to lead to his demise here.
Yeah, as Nautilus is gonna get a nice hook, but the Ezreal's able to get out.
Arcane Shift is not available.
But here we go. We got Death Charge.
It's an easy follow-up.
Keep him in place. Just able to lock him down, and Ezreal with his 7th death, falling a bit short on Michigan's end.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be aware there that when your whole team is topside, and their whole team is, and Maryland's whole team is missing, they're probably going for you in the bot lane.
That is right, and that's what we saw. The Terps currently have about a 3k goal lead, kind of similar to what we saw in game 2, but reverse.
Neko's tower diving. This seems a little bit scary.
It's a bit unfortunate for him because every time he hits the chains on Ari, he just gets charmed and he's unable to reach.
But
oh, another charm
gets
from
charmed
Ari.
again.
Oh, he's able to steal the Spirit Rush.
Really aggressive play out of both mid laners. But without his ultimate available, Silas really couldn't end that on the first dive attempt.
Oh, but there we go.
Nautilus is going to clean it up.
Just enough damage to kill the Ari. And he gets out pretty easily. And this is a great for the Terps because Dragon's spawning soon, so they have a good reset here. We have Silas on Hextech Protobout now, so he's gonna have he has more mobility, and Kaisa has to be careful.
Yeah, Kaisa really needs to play passive here. Walking up a little bit too far for CS. The WE from Ezreal. It's not the poke that you think he has. Everyone thinks of his Q, right?
Oh, but Braun is going in. Braun does have Assault and Battery. The Death Charge also going on. Ezreal is unable to get out, but the Hostile Takeover started to counter the gank.
Late flash from Ezreal. Can he be saved?
Ezreal is unable to pick up the kill to save himself. And Renata gets hooked under tower and then also falls. So that's another 2 kills for bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really greedy flash by Ezreal. He held it for so long. If he just flashed instantly, I think UMD just would have wasted their ultimates, to be honest. But it worked out. They're going to transition to a free mountain
Neko
trade.
going on the Ari again. Just wants to back off before he gets charmed again. But here we go. Nice hook from Nautilus. But every time someone hooks the Ari, they just get charmed and are unable to follow up. But this Mountain Drake will be going to the Terps. Now, I think all they need, I believe they have the Feats of Strength, so to get the Feats of Monster Slaying, all they need is this, but they have the Feats of Warfare, so all they need is this Rift Herald, and then they have their, oops. Oh, but they already have the first tower, right? Oh, so they already have it. Never mind then. I forgot they got the tower in the bot lane.
Yeah, missed that one. But, yeah, Feats of Strength are required for the Terps. It's big. See those boot upgrades already coming online? First stage.
Echo is facing this Ezreal. I don't think he's looking. He's just mostly looking for the farm. If Ezreal is out of place, he might look for engage, but Ezreal could easily get out of there.
Yeah, Neko really wants to push this bot wave and then transition into making them play mid. You see him walking up right now.
We see Silveria also trying to engage a potential team fight here. He threw out a hook, but it did not. It was a bit off. This Rift Herald should be pretty free for the Terps. I don't think Michigan will try contesting this because it'll end pretty poorly for them, but they know the Terps are getting this. Neko unable
Ezreal's
to
going for this turret. Looks like he's going to die for it.
He went hard for it, but Neko is able to just, I mean, ooh,
close.
I'm surprised that Ezreal has a chance. Like,
he made that close, and Silas might get cleaned up.
He's 0-9, but the Triforce damage is still a lot. But Neko is unable to heal to full health
honestly,
right now.
that was worth it for the Ezreal. He was not worth a lot of gold with.
He was able to get a tower and then get Neko low for his team to come clean up.
Yeah.
At the same time, the Terps are Rift Heralding mid. Got a one tower, and then the other tower is half health.
Big hook from Silveri, but Ari's going to dash away.
Seemed like they wanted to hit them with it, but Ari was ready
wow.
to have that.
Demacia and Justice. That Nautilus had a massive bounty, by the way.
Ooh. I just sold the Garen flash for a ward. But
he's having fun. He just got it. He's got like 700 gold. He's having a good time. To answer a question from Cody, I do not think the Kaise should invest in tier 3 boots. She needs to finish at least 4 items before it's worth it.
yeah, usually I see, like, every time I play, I usually see it's recommended to finish the boots after your 4th item, because all you get, especially on the Berserker Greaves, all you really get is a bit more attack speed, I believe.
Yeah, it's a bit more attack speed, a bit more move speed, but compared to the stats you can get from just buying components or finishing other items faster, it's generally not worth it for most champs, honestly. But once you have filled up all your item slots with valuable items and components, you know, and you're just kind of sitting on 1,000 gold, it's a good purchase.
The next objective that they're probably fighting for is going to be this dragon that's spawning. But it's not going to be up for at least, like, I don't know, I don't have the timer, but it's not going to be up anytime soon. So we're going to see a potential
True Shot Barrage is going to do a lot of damage to Relo.
Yeah, it's surprising how much damage this Ezreal's able to do just from being so far behind.
Yeah, and this Kaisa isn't quite at her 3 evolution spike yet. She needs a little bit more ability power before her W gets evolved. That spike is going to be really, really big.
Ooh, and it's going to be which map is that? Infernal map? Yep, Infernal map.
We're going to have Infernal Soul, so
this is going to be
collecting those cinders.
This is going to be really good for Maryland if they can pick up the next 2 drags. They'll quickly be able to finish off the game because Infernal Soul has a lot of power.
Yeah, and Red is getting caught here, it looks like, by Garen, but the Invis,
every time he
can't,
tries going for Aurora,
doesn't know where to click anymore.
Red is very able to lock down this Garen. He's trying to run out as fast as he can.
He's fast.
The Aurora ultimate comes up to try slowing him, but it's not used very well. So Garen's able to get out and regroup with his team. Now the tables have turned. Saveri and Red are on the run here.
But look at these waves, top and mid. Terps are getting a lot out of this overcommit at Michigan.
And it is Voracious Otacon here. Even though Michigan was there, they do not want to start it because if they spend too long trying to do the Otacon while being behind, it just opens the door for the Terps to come and sweep it up. So we're probably going to see a dragon fight, and then depending on the results of that, the Terps are, I believe the Terps have the better chance of winning that, and then they would go for Otacon.
Yeah, it's about a 4.5k gold lead for the Terps here. They're in a really good spot to fight for these objectives and transition it into a victory.
This Infernal Drag is going to give whoever gets it a big boost in power. Gives them more adaptive force, so It's usually good to have.
Yeah, and I really like this Infernal map for Kaisa. The Cinder is giving ability haste, where you wouldn't ordinarily with this typical attack speed build be able to chain your W's to get your passive off. If you get enough ability haste from the Cinders, you actually can, and it's almost like you're playing a full AP Kaisa build. It can be really, really strong.
Ooh, but talking about Kaisa W, you see it miss, but a nice engage from the Assault and Battery from the buy. We had...
and I mean, this engage is just not enough for Michigan.
I mean, Michigan kind of just got wiped off the map with the engage from Braun and Bread, and then Brello just doing a lot of DPS to
Yeah, I mean, that was a 3v5. There's kind of just no chance.
Reller's on Garen is still
that
pushing mid. He's trying to get something out of that. He got one tower, but he might. I don't think he's gonna get the second one, but he's gonna try his best to.
He might be out. Oh, Kaisa does not have Killer Instinct. Can't follow up on that W.
Garen is pretty fast with phase rush. He's able to quickly get some whatever he wants and then leave.
Yeah, I mean, that's that Garen move speed pushing these side lanes.
It looks like the Terps are going to reset, and then potentially someone's going to... I believe they might send Aurora top lane to deal with the... Yep, it looks like on the minimap Aurora's going top lane to match the Garen split. And the rest of the team might be looking to somehow start this Otacon.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit worried for the Terps to start Otacon right now, but actually...
They're going to just stay in the area, though. Potentially get a pick.
So they changed up. This Aurora did not go top lane because she doesn't have TP available. It would have been really bad. So Neko does have TP, and now it's a lot safer for them to start the Otacon again.
So they do hit it first, but they're not going to fully go onto it.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to start the Otacon in a 5v5 situation. Your whole team gets debuffed when you're fighting it, and it does a lot of damage. So if you start it in a 5v5 situation, you're really kind of asking
they
to
might
lose
start
a fight.
it now, though, because they see
I was looking
mid.
for a pick.
Yeah, they're not going to start it, but they're going to try going for whatever they can. Vi does have ultimate up, so we could see Assault and Battery get dropped on Ari, but they might save it for Xin Zhao.
Just about every spell is up for both teams.
Maryland didn't want to do a hard engage because they still have to worry about Garen getting this mid tower into inhib. But Garen's going to start backing off. He does not want to die for nothing.
Yeah, I think it might be worth to just give the mid inhib if they can get this Otacon. Especially if they can win a fight afterwards. They're going to be able to transition. The Baron is spawning in 20 seconds.
This is good timing for Maryland if they can pull something off here.
Whichever team gets this Otacon buff is probably going to get the Baron as well. And that could be a big shift in this game's outcome.
This Garen's trying to stall Maryland as much as possible by taking their wave and just applying pressure in the mid lane. If they send someone after him, he's just going to run away, and then that's going to open the possibility for Michigan to get a pick on someone.
Yeah, they really just don't have anyone who can match this Garen's wave clear.
Here we go. Braun is going to... I mean, they don't know he's in the bush, but...
He's hiding, and he sees another wave, and he wants it. He's walking behind the enemy lines.
You know what? We could see them do Baron before Otacon if they want to, because I feel like Baron's much safer to get.
It is, and I mean, it looks like the Terps are positioning so that if this Aurora gets collapsed on in the bot lane, they can just go start that Baron quick.
A lot of times in these types of situations, Otacon could get ignored for a while just because it's too risky to go for it.
Yeah, if neither team makes any major mistakes and gets caught, then it's a little bit of a stalemate.
Oh.
But speaking of which, Aurora's going to go down, but there's an engage.
The hostile takeover comes out onto the Terps, but Neko's able to pick up the Renata. Meanwhile, Garen does not have ult as
flashes
he used
into
to
the
earlier,
back
but
line.
Vi does fall. Kaisa, Grello falls to the Xin Zhao. It's just Silas and Nautilus up, but they still do enough damage and CC together to finish off Maryland.
Quadra kill for Neko.
Neko gets a quadra kill. very close to the Penta, but a Quadra is still pretty good.
Who stole it?
I'm not too sure. We'll have to look at it again.
Quick replay.
Here, ooh, we don't get to see the Penta get stolen, but here we can see the end of that fight.
Ari walks back in for more, but
yeah, the
mistake.
Neko was very dominant there, just able to survive that fight and have, while everyone else is low health, he's able to quickly clean up all the kills.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Relo went pretty far into the back line and gave up his bounty, but, you know, while that was happening, Zinzao and Ari are all focused on him, and Neko could just clean up those first 3 members, and then finish up the fight.
The Terps are currently 6k gold up, which is really good to have at this point of the game.
Yeah, really massive gold advantage, and they're on soul points. This next Infernal Drake could give them soul.
At
Spawning
the
in
same
18
time,
seconds.
There's going to be 3 objectives up in the jungle, and I think there's a small pause here. Okay, we're back, so it was a pause.
Nautilus is going to miss the hook onto the wall, but he's out.
This Garen has been he's been a bit of a bully in the lanes, and also now keeping Maryland off the objectives, but the Terps are going to have
not able to get to this dragon. Could it get stolen by Vi?
Ron is
no,
play it
it's
safe.
not going to go in.
It's fine to play it safe as long as they get this Ari in. Ari is the
Killer Instinct follows it up.
That was pretty. That's a fair trade. It gives even though Michigan got a kill, that's their first. I mean, they got a drag. That's their first dragon. But
here comes the engage from Vi.
Ooh, Neko taking a tower shot, but he's able to live, and they're able to get the
hostile takeover was not enough.
And now we see Garen TPing back for this.
I mean, has Garen been in a single fight until now?
He's able to just TP, get the move speed, and ult Aurora. I mean, that was a pretty good combo from him. But Maryland unable to end there, but they're very close to victory. They could be going for... They're not going to go for Otacon here because they're all too low. So they're going to reset and then potentially pull off a final team fight.
Yeah, and I mean, once the Terps get back on the map here from the reset, they're going to have an 8,000 gold lead. That is massive. It's, some might say insurmountable, but nevertheless, there is still a chance. I think if this Garen starts showing up to these team fights, there is a chance that Michigan could still turn this around.
Michigan, they hit the Otacon, but they're probably just a misclick.
Yeah, I mean, this Garen split pushing has been valuable, but
Neko has Garen also. If he's
fighting.
able to, he's probably going to use it on this Ari if he's able to get her low enough, but he had to back off because Zinza was there. They're playing it very safe as they're about to reach the end of the game. They went, ooh, Nautilus gets a nice hook there. We have
look at the
hostile
patience.
takeover come out from Renata, but everyone on the Terps dodges it.
I mean, this Otacon's going over the Terps.
Yeah, Relo, ooh, nice Zanya is able to quickly get a kill on the Ari.
It's Zanya's to stop the
This
revive.
Renata is locked into place from Nautilus. They're going to have to hook the Ezreal. They do. He gets Ruda in place. Kaisa able to pick up a triple kill. Maybe it happened. Maybe the Relo gets a quadra here. But the Garen's going to fall to the Silas shortly.
Great E from Silas.
Fall to the buy. And there you go. There's.
Yeah, and this is looking like it's game. I mean, I want to highlight the patience from the Terps there, especially from Silveri. You see him hook onto the Renata, knowing she's going to click her ultimate.
The Terps,
and so he walks back.
The Terps are going to take the final game of the series. Game 3 goes to the Terps. A flawless victory in the final game.
Yeah, I mean, that was a exhilarating last game. I mean, honestly, kind of domination throughout the entire
Yeah, after
game.
they didn't do so well in the second game, they're able to do as well as they did in the first game and bring home the victory.
Yeah, I do better than they did in the first game, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, that game looked clean throughout the entirety of it.
All right, so thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.